totally wasn't paying attention. Hi, everyone.
I'm not gonna lie, that intro scared the flying bejesus out of me.
I liked it. I was dancing.
Oh my god. It was thanks to Loki. He gave it to me like he made it for me like a year ago or something. And yeah, I love it. I've been doing like the horror intro that I have for like a little bit because every video Josh and I cover, it's just like Jesus Christ. It's like
it's all a horror show.
It's a horror
it's
show.
Just so it's awful, man. Like these opinions, and they'll just state something and just be like, "Yeah, I don't need evidence or rationale or logic. This is just this is truth because I have spoken it." It's like,
so let it be written. So let it be done.
It's written in stone. I birthed it from my mouth.
I'm gonna get a stone and I'm going to etch into it a picture of me with my pants on my head, and I feel like that's there. It's in stone. Mary literally runs around with her pants on her head.
She's not playing either. She's gonna do it.
I will do it.
I know she will. She makes it funnier. So I'm so thankful to have this group of amazing ladies with me today. I kind of last second like asked them to be here, so I'm thankful that y'all could make it. I forgot Lorena was on vacation this weekend. She was supposed to, so I just apparently don't listen to Fat Steven. I don't feel like that's unusual, but I should have this time.
No one listens to Fat
No one listens to him. No.
So feel bad about it.
I don't even think he listens to himself.
No, he doesn't.
80% he makes sure that everything that he says gets taken as a quasi joke, just so that later he can be like, "No, I wasn't even serious."
Yes, exactly. So, holy hell! This week, I'm blaming my co-host. I already told him I'm blaming it, so he's totally on the note on this. But he was on the Comic Book Roundtable. It's a little stream that me, Loki, Clobbering Time, 24/7 Fusion Media, and Fat Steven all do on Tuesdays. And we were going over this article, which is about the Emilia Clarke comic book monstrosity. And I didn't know about that because of him. He was our guest that weekend, or this past Tuesday, and he introduced it to me. And I was reading it, and the more I read it, the angrier and like more triggered I got.
Oh yeah, no, that whole article will just straight up piss you off once you read it because it's so full of lies and there is no accuracy, and she's just playing victim so she can sell a crap book. And believe me, it's crap. Nobody's reading that. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Do you think
so? Even if you take out her, shall we say, attempt at world building for her lore, I will give her, like, you know what? Sure. Well, if this is the fantasy that you built up around yourself, maybe, you know, if that's how your brother treated you, first of all, go slap your brother. And then secondly, you know, if we take what she said happened and we just put it over there and put a pin in it and we focus solely on this comic and what it contains, it's not good.
No, it's horrible. It's just so her character, like her powers come from, well, something disgusting, but also from her emotions, right? We've already got that with She-Hulk. Why do we need another character that
I heard about this was that like it has to do with like her growing out her armpit hair, right? That's literally the only thing I've heard.
Okay, yeah. So
you're in for a treat.
Oh, Mary. Mary. No, you don't know about this.
I heard from a friend of a friend that it had to do with the armpit hair, and so that's the only thing I heard.
That's the small part of it. That's just the icing.
Can I tell her? Can I tell her the armpit hair?
Lady G, please, yes, go for it.
All right, you ready for this, Mary? So you know how Spider-Man swings from building to building with his webs?
Oh, you're not serious.
This is what she can do with her armpit hair.
Oh, God.
That's just the tip. That's just the tip of it.
Mm-hmm.
Where she gets her powers, where it originates from, is worse. It's so much worse. It is infinite. I almost feel like I need to bring up the article to like actually fully
because normal women wouldn't sit around and talk about the things that she's talking about. I mean, every single one. If all of us were on camera right now, you guys in the chat would be able to see the cringe look on our faces right now of the, oh my gosh, why
I'm not gonna lie. I spaced out and I visualized like the whipping of the hair from under the arm and like the spider hair.
Exactly. No, she. Oh my God. Hold on. I gotta find this article. Hold on a second.
Okay. In the meantime,
Yes.
I'll read for you. So the thing about this, we'll talk about where she gets her powers from. We'll talk more about this disgusting trend to, like,
Yes.
I don't know, exemplify or normalize poor hygiene.
That's what it is.
Because when you see the Mary, wait till you see this picture. Like, it's bad enough that it's armpit hair. Wait till you see the picture of it. It's
wait, there's
wow.
a picture. I gotta go find.
There
this
is a
now.
picture.
Oh my
God. There's some of the artwork has been released now. So
and
I haven't seen this.
Here's the thing. She's a single mother.
Okay.
I was raised
the character or Emilia Clarke?
The character. Yeah, the character is a single mother. This was my whole, like, if you want to give her cringe powers and you want to give her this ridiculous source of power, I mean, you know what? That's on you. But so there's sort of a rule in the writing world, and it's write what you know. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know, go find out so that you can write it. So
absolutely.
You can honor the subject material that you have. The insult to single mothers with this is just mind-blowing to me. And like everybody, all of the Clarke stands were coming out at me. They were like, how dare you? This is going to be fantastic. And she's not belittling single mothers. And she's just sharing her experience. Like, yours doesn't invalidate her. I'm like, my guys, hers doesn't invalidate me either, for one. And two, I never said anything bad about Clarke. I said that she is being disrespectful towards single moms because, having been raised by one and having known a few, any single mother who is a good single mother is going to be too busy to swing around by her armpit hair.
Yeah, right. There's no freaking way. Moms that aren't single moms don't have time for that kind of crap.
Exactly. And can we also mention there's a good reason why she is probably single? It's because of the long ass armpit hair. That is probably 90% of her problems is her hygiene issues. It's causing her to stay single.
Well, it stinks. It stinks. Like, can we stop acting disingenuous here for a second? Like, people keep acting like armpit hair, like these crazy blue-haired harpies keep acting like armpit hair doesn't smell bad. It is disgusting. It captures old odor and it holds it there. That's why men smell bad. I'm just saying, no offense, guys. I know you're in the chat, but there's a reason that your deodorant has to be stronger than ours, and it's because you have armpit hair. It's gross. It captures odor and it holds it.
Exactly. And there's a reason that most men deodorants is a gel type. Yep, that's her armpit hair, by the way, all over her bed, Mary. God. That's not her hair. That's her armpit hair.
Like Rapunzel. Oh,
like So and here's what really frustrates me about those pictures is, yes, moms can definitely kick up their feet and take a break. You've earned it being a mom. My real big hang up on this is the fact that they're like celebrating the fact that she has poor hygiene. It's literally what this is. And like what Mary was saying, men's deodorant is stronger, but it's also manufactured differently. It's more of a gel where women can have more of like a powder or a glide. Like women have gel stuff too, but it's almost always like it's like marked for athletic activities,
right?
Because you're gonna sweat heavy. But like men just do it.
Yep.
Yeah. See, like this is ridiculous. Like
the inflated boobs. Oh look. Yeah, her boobs inflate for some reason. We don't know.
Yeah, her boobs.
Okay, I don't know, but I'm not super against that.
They took all the things. No, they took all the like symptoms of PMS and turned it into like, your boobs get sore. Well, hers don't get sore. No, they get massively big and they can inflate.
But she can't control it. That's the other thing too. Like if she feels scared while she's like at the height of her power, she turns invisible. If she gets angry, she becomes super strong. So it's not anything like it's not anything that she can really control. So it's not like Spider-Man
Then
where
how is she
he
an
can,
effective
shoot
crime
webs at
fighter?
will. Huh?
How do you become an effective crime fighter?
It's just like She-Hulk. She can't control her emotions, and then that's where her powers come from. It's a complete ripoff of She-Hulk. Add in some woke-ass disgusting crap is what it is.
Yeah, the title of this article basically sums it up.
Yeah, and she talks about how, well, what if we take all the things that we hate about ourselves when we're on our period and we, like, flip it on its head? And I'm like, first of all, I don't hate everything about it because it lets me know that for the most part I'm normal. Like, oh, okay, it's here again, and I can still make babies if I want to, though I don't want to right now, and that also means that I don't have a baby right now.
So
like that's
here's my question about this. Like, it feels like we're moving in this really bizarre direction where it's becoming more and more weird, and you can't call out that the emperor is wearing no clothes. In regards to like the whole period thing, no woman enjoys her period. It sucks. The fact that we don't actually want to discuss it, right? We don't actually want to sit there and have a conversation about it because is a reason it's taboo. It's gross. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. It makes you miserable, and it brings nothing with it that is enjoyable. Right? Literally the only thing that your period brings that is potentially good news, and sometimes it's potentially devastating news, is that you're not pregnant. Congratulations. That's it.
Basically.
We don't. It's not helpful.
Certainly isn't the thing I'm the most proud of about myself. Like, is every female has them, so it's not something that I look at like, yes, I'm so very special. No, it's just an inconvenience that comes once a month. And then it's over, and then I can go back to not being crazy. That's what it is.
Why are we pretending like it's some kind of superpower? No woman,
it's not.
No woman who has any actual grasp of how shitty it is. Why would you want to pretend that it's something that makes you special? No, literally, like Mandy just said it. Literally, every woman has this thing. This doesn't make you special. It makes you female, right? It makes you just like half of the rest of the population on Earth. You're a chick. Now go shave your armpits, you filthy woman. Jesus Lord.
I actually knew a girl in college that did that. Yeah, she very proudly didn't shave her armpits.
You are not serious.
I'm dead serious. She sat right next to me in college. Yeah.
Okay.
And she was very proud of it. I know. And she fit out like she literally was like the stereotype of like that California girl that thinks that she's being like super, super, she's like groundbreaking because she's not shaving her armpit hair. And it was just this weird like moment where I was like, you weren't like this a year ago. What happened?
Why is this a thing to where people act like not doing personal hygiene makes them special? Find a freaking hobby that you're good at. If the best you got is I didn't shave my armpits for a month, you really need to find an outlet to express yourself, because armpit hair should not be your expression.
Oh, I can top it. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
So, Eris had that girl that was proud she didn't shave her armpits, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Normally I hate one-upping, but because of the conversation we're having. So, I went to college after I got out of active duty, but I was still in the reserves. And, all that stuff. So there was a gap in between high school and college for me pretty significantly. I was older, so I thought maybe I was just like weird until I like looked into it and found out I wasn't the weird one. There were 2 girls in one of my required courses. Regardless of what major you took, you had to take these 2 classes. And in one of them, which was a diversity and international like inclusiveness class or whatever, it's a DI class, and the D stands for diversity. And in this class, these 2 girls not only had the Skrillex haircut from like straight, like when I looked at them, straight up Fifth Element vibes. I was like, all right, you do you. They would wear tank tops and they raised their arms above their head. Not only did they not shave, they rainbow dyed their armpit
I fucking knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh my god! Why? Why would anybody have?
That's so much effort. So much effort to dye your.
If they were
when you're
dark
going to-
haired, you got to strip it and everything. They
Yeah,
had to
bleach
strip
it
their arm.
and-
Yes, they.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
my
and
God.
and then they had
It
to
was-
like radiate it out. Like, oh my god!
I was actually
and it
just
was
about
green.
to suggest.
It was
I-
green, red, and yellow.
That's
And
that
I
is
think
a lot of
blue.
work. You got to separate that, and you don't have
Yeah.
a lot to work with there. Presumably, you don't have like
Yeah.
a lot to work with there. But I have an idea, and I was actually going to suggest exactly what Lady Gravemaster just said. I'm going to go undercover. I'm going to go undercover. It'll take me some time. I'm going to have to grow out some armpit hair and dye it, of course.
Oh God.
I'm going
We'll
to
see you in 6 months.
I'm going to go undercover, and I'm going to find these women where they are, and I'm going to shave them.
Oh my god! Who knows
Like,
where they
you
are? at
do
this
wanna-
point?
so-
Jesus.
so, like-
San Francisco.
Okay, what's the
fucking
big-
Portland?
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm in the Midwest, but to be fair, these two girls were from the East Coast, so there is that.
Opposite coast
So,
of cringe.
The
Okay.
East Coast. I'm already on the East Coast. Why the fuck
Oh,
are they
no.
over here? I thought they hung out on the West Coast.
Go away!
They're
Go
spreading
away.
out.
Well, they were from the New York City area, and apparently they wanted to
There you go.
they were like, we want to see how like all these weird Midwesterners live, and to them, like us, we were the strange ones. We were the weird people who showered and shaved and wore different
So
clothes
bizarre.
to each class. Okay, but like that brings up an excellent point where they took the time, the effort, and whether they got it professionally done or not, couldn't tell you. It didn't look professional, but who am I to say? I
The
wasn't
fact
like
that they had their arms
inspecting it.
raised long enough for you to even tell, right?
No,
Honestly.
they were doing it on purpose. They
They were doing
"Look
it
at
on
me,
purpose.
Look how
That's
woke
what I'm
I
saying,
am."
though. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying,
like-
though, is that the idea that you raised your arms long, like seriously, why would you keep your arms up there like that? You want everybody to, this is not normal, people. This is not normal.
Yes, we gangsta. But no, it's not because so what this huge push to like this fight or whatever against beauty standards, and like it's so expensive to like get your hair done and get your nails done and go do your like whatever. I don't know. I do a lot of this stuff myself because one, I live on a budget,
Yeah.
and two, I'm a mom and don't have the time. So I do a lot of that on my own. I watch a crap ton of YouTube videos like, how can I not look like one of the troll people today? Okay, here we go. So,
Right.
You know
and
what this makes us, don't
do you know how much money and time and effort had to go in to getting that Skrillex haircut and getting it just that way and dyeing
Only
your
for you to
armpit,
not wash it,
right?
Yeah,
and
right.
then to
not
dye
wash
your
it.
armpit, like you're talking time, you're talking effort,
Yes.
you're talking money one way or another. Like you're putting just as much money and effort into trying to buck beauty standards as someone who tries to
well groomed.
who keeps themselves hygienic and well groomed. You're probably spending more time and more money because I know I have been guilty of like a half French braid, whip it up into a bun, stab it with a pin,
Messy
and
bun,
call it a
yeah.
day.
Mhm.
Girl,
Yeah,
I
so
don't
that's
even do the half French. I just twist that shit and go.
Same here.
Twist
Yep.
and go. Yeah, like
Yep.
Like
so
sometimes
it's
you've got to get your ass to
strange.
money to go to work. But
yeah. Well,
you know what this makes us, don't you? You know what this makes us? Well, we're sitting here having this
Normal?
discussion about what it means. Well, it makes us the mean girls, right? From the outside perspective, from the perspective of the people who we're discussing, we are now the mean girls. We have become the terrible, horrible, oppressive girls that like today Wednesday we wear pink. You can't sit with us, like because we would prefer that you shower. That's what we are now. That's how they would paint us. Well, that's what they've done.
I know.
they're the mean ones. Like when
It's
they
weird
asked
to
me, they
think
were
of
like,
it like that.
they looked at me and they were like, "Isn't it cute?" And I was like, "No, not really." And they were
No.
like,
Some people can
well,
pull it
then
off,
we just don't
but-
need to talk to you. And I was like, okay, like, I'm fine with that. Like, bye.
That's fine. If you could not talk to me, and also could you please put your arms down? It is
Yes.
distracting.
Oh, one
Just
of them shaved. So like this also confused me. So they shaved off their eyebrows and then they took, I don't know if it was tattoos. I don't know if it was like with like the pencil eyeliner stuff.
Oh
But
no.
they drew red X's where their eyebrows used to be.
The
And I was really
I thought you was gonna
confused.
say you drew them on, but sometimes
Yeah,
that can look
no.
good if you do it done well. But
Why?
Nope, just red X's. Red X's.
Like, is that
and,
like
I
they're
miss
just
the
marking
good
to
old
where they
days.
used to be so they won't forget? Like, hey,
Or
I
like-
marked the spot. This
Like
is where they
eyebrows.
used to grow.
Eyebrow
Well, like,
care
have you
got
ever-
really, really
have you guys
big
ever
like a
seen-
few years ago, right? Like, I mean, that was like, oh, if you have really full, nice looking eyebrows, like, woo, girl,
I miss
you know.
the good old
But like,
days. The hipsters.
For me, the
yeah,
hipsters.
the hipsters.
I
for
miss
me,
the good old
honestly,
days. The hipsters.
I- Full eyebrows never got a style for me. Like, I never jumped on the 90s. Do you guys remember the 90s where it was like
The super thin eyebrows. Yes.
super duper
I
thin
was
eyebrows?
not, yeah.
Oh,
I was born in '95, so no.
Oh.
how do you not remember, Eris? How do you not remember? You gotta tell you know
Oh,
these butterfly clips, right? You know butterfly clips.
Yes.
I love the butter.
I love
still
butterfly
have
clips.
some. I
Wait,
love
Yes,
those.
yeah.
Eris, I need to know. You know about the Britney Spears and oh my god, his name left me. His
Justin Timberlake.
NSYNC.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
There we go. You know
Yes.
about their
No,
denim.
I
You know their
yes,
denim
I know all
outfits.
that.
No, but you know about their
Mhm.
denim
Yeah,
outfits,
with
right?
Denim on
That
denim
shit.
on denim.
Oh,
Okay.
baby.
I'm just saying, I worked with someone else who was born in 95 and they were like, what? And I was like, yes,
No,
the
yeah.
denim suit and the denim dress. And they were like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. And their mind was
Denim
like,
on
"What?"
denim on denim on denim, and it was like, stop.
It was it was a thing. No, it was a thing. I thought it was
I liked
cute.
it.
I
I
like
like
it. I still wear some denim stuff.
I
I'm gonna be
love
honest.
denim.
love jeans.
I have
the
my
jean jacket,
80s
but-
I've got my 80s denim jacket and my
The
80s
denim
leather jacket.
Yeah,
And
Nice.
they're
I'm
not
literally
going
wearing
anywhere.
a denim jacket. I'm literally wearing a denim jacket in my picture right now. It will never end for
How
me.
dare you?
But
Denim
can
mean,
y'all
like,
imagine what must be going on in somebody's mind to where they pick up a razor and they raise their arms and go, nope, that's staying, but then shave their freaking eyebrows
And have their head. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
have their head. What has to be going on? And am I the only one of you ladies that when I see a girl with armpit hair like that, I'm just thinking, what's going on with her
So,
girly stuff?
I've
How
actually
bad
got
must
some
that
insight. I've got some insight for you. My kitchen table. So I have a little story. My kitchen table is actually permanently stained from the last place that I lived. It's a long story, but I found myself living in a house with about 3 other girls, and all of them were, crazy in the way that we're discussing. And one of them, she was trans. They were trans. I'm trying to be sweet and remember their pronouns. They were trans and they had changed their name to Eli. And I was, but the thing about them was that we could discuss, and they would generally speak with me in a pretty reasonable way, right? Like we could talk about things we disagreed about and we never got into it. But I did bear witness to a dying party one night. My table is forever dyed. I have a big red mark on my table from where they did this, where they all got together and they did hair dyes. Now they already had weird, different color hair, all of them, right? Because when they walked in, I was like, nope, not today, Satan, and retreated into the room and was not about to try to be in the middle of this. But I could hear them from the other room, and they were proud of it. They knew what they were doing. They would literally talk about how this was going to piss people off, about how it was going to annoy people, right? And you could hear them discussing who they were hoping to annoy with their hairstyles. Yeah, I'm not fucking kidding.
you know what this is? This is, I don't know if you girls ever had a girl like this in your school or in your life ever. If you didn't, God bless you. It's the girl who is always hurt or injured or
The
in some kind of
distress.
yeah,
Oh my God.
damsel in
Yeah.
distress, but damsel in distress, but they put it's not really a damsel in distress. It is just,
No,
it's a
it's the-
situation that they've
Yeah.
created to
Yes.
appear like a
Themselves.
damsel in distress.
Yep.
And
Yes.
yeah, and so this is
Unfortunately.
this reminds me of these girls. I knew 2 girls in high school, and they were transfers. They had come from Minneapolis, which even back then was like a crazy place. And one of them got a crush on I'll tell you his first name. His name was Jake, and Jake's one and only love was basketball. he's not in the NBA, but like that was his dream. He's not there now. He went to college on a scholarship for basketball, and I think he's not in the National League, but he plays basketball like professionally.
Right.
His one and only love literally was
Gotcha.
basketball. So she put herself on as a manager of the basketball team to like help out with, basically a glorified water girl, right?
Okay.
So she purposefully, so the girls and guys practiced at the same time because it was a small school, tiny gym, all that jazz. I watched this chick stare at Jake for like 45 minutes, and then he was getting ready to like pelt a pass or whatever. This dipshit walks out onto the court with water bottles like she's bringing them to us because we're like circling up to talk about plays. But instead of coming to us, she coming to our side of the half court, she crosses in between where Jake is passing. I'll tell you the other guy's name, to Brad. So he is literally in the midst of doing a baseball pass to Brad, which means this sucker's going to go hard and fast and far.
She got herself slammed.
And she broke her own nose.
Oh my God.
Got in the way of the basketball and broke her nose to get Jake's attention.
Jesus.
Oh, what an idiot.
Now, I've broken my nose plenty of times in life, basketball being 3 of the times that has happened, but it's usually because I'm catching an elbow when I'm coming down from a layup, or I catch the ball to the face because I didn't get my hands up fast enough. Never have I intentionally walked into the path of a baseball throw with a basketball. Like,
nope.
Oh my God.
It is. It's a sort of weird mentality of that if you can be put up on a pedestal, right? Because anytime that you've been hurt or wounded, people are going to naturally do what it is that people do. And we innately understand this as ourselves, as empathetic beings, right? We understand that when someone is suffering, our immediate reaction, generally speaking, unless you're dealing with like a narcissist or something, or a sociopath, your people's general innate reaction is going to be, oh no, someone's hurting, let me help them, right? And so you will extend to them as a person, as a human being, from one person to another. You will want to see them be better, do well, and try to help them in whatever way that you can. And it's becoming more and more prevalent that people find ways to take advantage of that. That they will put themselves in that weird, awkward position, that terrible position, that destructive position, because they reap the reward of the humanitarian reaction of the people around them.
Exactly. What are they? Is it cry bully?
Cry bully? Yes.
Yes, that's a thing. That's there was always like that type of person, but you could never. I feel like the women have a tendency to do the damsel in distress thing. It's like the faux damsel in distress thing. Like, oh my God, I'm such a poor thing. Take care of me. I need help. Like I did this one little very minor, no one gives a shit thing that it was wrong, and help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. I need you. And then you'll have the guys, which women can do the cry bully thing too, but I've noticed it a lot more with guys, is the cry bully thing, which is weird. It's really strange.
I don't know what a cry bully is.
A cry bully is someone who uses a situation that they find themselves in that is damaging or destructive to their own life, or something that at least appears incredibly damaging or destruction, or they can certainly paint it that way, to maneuver or pressure or push the people around them to behave in the way that they would prefer them to act.
Yeah, so it's a megalomaniac sociopath. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Both types like to do it's basically playing on human sympathy.
Absolutely.
For attention and acknowledgement, and then they'll use that to then to take it a step further and be like, hey,
it's like what Amber Heard did,
or whatever.
It's like what Amber Heard did.
Exactly. Right? It's exactly what Amber Heard did.
Yeah. It's where you take what people, okay, so for instance, Amber Heard had an assistant who legitimately went through a horrible ordeal. She was raped, and it was, as she called it, the most harrowing experience of her life. It was difficult for her to deal with, as it would have been for anyone. Amber Heard appropriated that experience from her assistant and told that story to people around her in order to garner their sympathy. That's one of the reasons why Amber Heard is a truly awful human being. And so that could be a range of like what that, in terms of cry bullying, that could be represented in a range of ways. Some exactly like what Amber Heard did, where you appropriate someone else's awful story, or where you like Lady Gravemaster's friend, who actually got themselves hurt. In order
They were
to
not my
garner-
friends.
Okay, but you know that person that you knew.
Individuals, yes.
That
They were not my
individual.
friends. They were not nice. I tried to be nice, but they were like,
sure, of course you did. You're a person. You're a normal person.
Yeah, normal.
Your name is
human.
Anakin.
I told them that I didn't like coffee, and they were like, "Oh, okay," and then like never spoke
We
to
can't
me
be
again
friends.
because
You don't like
because
coffee.
I
You
don't
can't be
like
friends.
You don't like coffee.
yeah, well, because back then like frozen coffee, because we're talking 2002, 2003, 2004,
The
like all the way,
Frappuccino, kind of the birth of that,
when,
right?
that's when frozen drinks were like becoming all the rage or whatever the kids say nowadays. And I was like, yeah, I don't do coffee or coffee drinks. Like, I actually said to their face, because this is just how I am, I literally said, I think it's ridiculous that you're going to pay $6.59 for a shot of coffee that's blended up with ice, sugar, and whipped cream. That just seems insane to me. Come find out they were insane, but that might not hold to
I
all
have an
sorts of
espresso
members.
machine. I might not have paid for it, but I might have made you one.
No,
and
I
brought
have
it.
an iced coffee like setting on my Keurig that has paid for itself. Like it was a little bit more, but like you just get like a giant like thermos. You put ice in it. You stick it under whatever coffee you want. And it's just like, well, that's cheaper.
I'm not gonna lie. If you hadn't wanted
There you
the
go.
coffee, I might have been like, smoothie. Do you want a smoothie? Can I get you an icy? Anything? Tell me what you want, woman.
I love smoothies.
Oh, maybe
I love smoothies. Just
I'm
don't
a
put
fan of a
coffee in it.
smoothie.
Yeah. You just don't like the taste of it, and that person was just like, well, we can't be friends. That's so weird. I don't understand that.
I'm over in the corner. Love me.
Yeah, no, I didn't have like it was so weird. Our high school was small, and so like you knew everybody, and I would hang out with everybody, but not everybody was friends with everybody. I don't know if that makes sense. Like even in tiny high schools, you have cliques and you have like people you prefer. And I went and like I liked manga and anime and comic books and toys, and then I also liked to like paintball.
You hung out with mostly guys then, huh? Because that's how it was at my school.
actually,
It was mostly, my group was mostly guys because the girls were insane. A lot of them. Yeah. Some I liked, but most of them were crazy.
I hung out with sane girls. Like, two of my best friends, we still talk today. One of them can draw really, really well, and like I can draw stick people. That's about it.
Yay!
I can draw you a mean stick figure. Don't ask for anything. Like,
do you want to be my artist for my upcoming comic book, Lady Gridmaster? It's called
I will
Stick Figures.
In the crap out of it.
It's called Stick Figures Doing Smoothies.
Oh, look, Mary, you're forming yourself an entire girl comic book team, just like Emilia. Yay!
It'll probably be infinitely better too.
When she makes that comment, she's bragging about it. Like, look what I've done for women. But what I think when I hear that is, oh, great. So you went on sex instead of merit. Perfect. So that's just always what jumps to me when I hear people doing that. Like, I got a whole team of a certain race or a certain sex. So
look at me. I'm so progressive.
Exactly.
But you're talented people. I don't care who you sleep with, what you look like, or what's dangling or not dangling between your legs. Like,
here's the thing.
I don't care.
It's not a problem that you brought women together. It's not a problem that women come together and do things, because we do it all the time in this community. The difference is that manufactured aspect of it. What happens here within, I'll call it the fandom menace for the sake of simplicity, is that you have a group of women who come together because we've crossed each other's paths in an organic way. We've convened around a thing that we love, or multiple things that we loved, and we happened to cross one another's paths. We didn't go out looking for each other because we happened to have tits. right? We convened around a thing that, it's like meeting somebody in a comic book shop, right? Or at a convention, because you've found yourself around the thing that you love and other people who happen to be around the thing that you love as well. These other women, they're not doing it because they like these things. They're doing it because they want to dye their armpit hair. And that's bizarre, and they feel that it's progressive for women, right? And it doesn't matter whether or not they have like interests. They have a like goal, I suppose, in that they want to see a certain type of progression, in quotations, take place. But it's not because they care about the thing that they're doing. It's because they have an agenda. And so I think that's where the main difference needs to be placed, because you will see women together. You see men together too within this community, obviously. But the difference being that we know how we got here. We got here because we loved this thing, right? It's a much more organic and grassroots thing that takes place when people find themselves around a table that they all came to of their own free will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I would put a caveat on that, Mary. I don't think they even have the same end goal. Like, if we're going to be real, first of all, Hollywood had this formula down decades ago, and now they're choosing to ignore it, and I have no idea why. Normally, when you get women who want even remotely close to the same thing, you end up with catty backstabbing. And like, it's ridiculous. Like, have you ever seen women fight over a dude? I'm telling you, the one chick literally took a basketball to the face for a guy.
Almost every fight I have seen between girls, 98%,
it's always over a dude.
It's always over a guy. Always. And then a lot of times you're looking like, why would you fight over him? He's got
Is he worth it?
Right. He's got this little mustache and acne, and his voice cracks every time he talks. But all right, you two fight it out, I guess.
It's a bizarre subsequent sort of dividing of the lines that takes place afterwards, because this girl's friends with this girl, and then this girl's friends with the other girl, and then so they all make this
be friends with both. You have to decide.
You can be friends with her. You can't talk to her.
You can do both.
What?
Out loud.
What? Yeah,
one or the other. You can't.
And then they're like, well, what if they're like, well, maybe you're just pretending to be our friend so that you can go back and give so and so information. And it's like, my God, it's 10th grade. This is not.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm a villain?
National
like a Bond villain?
I know, right? Like, no, I really just want to go ice skating with you guys, and I want to go to the movies with them. Like, this isn't hard. You're just both my friends, and I don't want to pick. I just won't have the two of you at the same time together.
Anyone who asks you to do so, you need to dismiss summarily. Like, that needs to be the end of it. Because of it's not because you don't want to be their friends or whatever. It's because you have to respect yourself enough to not engage with people who place their own personal demands and criteria on you, right? Yeah. People are grown-ass people, and they can handle and make decisions for themselves without you sticking your nose in and telling them what they need to think, right? They'll sort that out for themselves. If they shouldn't be around someone, they can spend time, they can check, they can get to know, and they can make up that decision for themselves. People are grown, they can do that. But it is very Game of Thrones-ish, this sort of cutthroat mentality. And it's the same shit you saw out of Kathleen Kennedy, right? She put poor Rose into a fucking potato sack because
that woman's gorgeous.
She's so pretty.
Yes.
Why?
Oh my God, she's beautiful.
She's
and like, it also makes me wonder when I don't know if you guys have heard this, but like when one of the common things you hear when you try on like a wedding dress or whatever, and you're waiting for opinions, there's always seems to be someone who's like, you could wear a potato sack down the aisle and be beautiful. Clearly, not everybody can put on a potato sack and look beautiful, because if you can hide the fact that Marie, like, she's just like,
I don't know what they did.
Jaw-droppingly gorgeous.
She's stunning.
This is like just like the girls in college.
Yeah.
It was the makeup too. They did the exact same thing with Margot Robbie with Harley Quinn, where she's
Birds of Prey.
She
Birds
of Prey. Exactly.
She looked like armpit hair, multicolored dyed chicken. Like,
it was gross. It was
exactly
gross.
Like what is this? What is like? I think there's something wrong. Like, did you guys see the Vogue cover? And it was like,
no, I didn't.
It's like mullets are back. Yeah, it was Teen Vogue, and it was like mullets are back, and I'm like,
mullets
really hate. Yeah,
mullets.
Mullets. And it's a chick, and she's rocking a mullet. I retweeted it.
I thought they were skullets on girls. Are they? Are they mullets
No.
on girls too?
They're calling them mullets now, but they tried to like make it all cute. They were like all business in the front, all party in the back, just like you remember, but cuter, because not only do you get the mullet, you perm the mullet.
You have no hair left.
That's some Joe Dirt shit right there.
I was just thinking that, Mandy.
Oh my God! Why would anybody? That's like growing a rat tail and talk. I mean,
because
oh my
these
gosh!
cycles have lost their mind. So they want to destroy. They want to destroy all beauty standards. And I know you can't see me doing the air quotes, but it's like, let's destroy all beauty standards and then claim that you have to love all women equally, no matter what they look like, sound like, talk like, do, dress like, whatever. Like, if we don't take care of our bodies and our hygiene and everything like that, it doesn't matter. You have to love us no matter what size, no matter how we smell, no matter if we have armpit hair or not. You have to love us, and I get to pick from all of you. Like, you need to come to me. And I'm like the amount of just sheer hubris involved with this whole thing.
Well, and it's not as if beauty standards haven't shifted over the course of the ages, right? Of course they do, because people will inevitably, they're going to alter the way that they perceive things, right? That's a very organic thing to happen, but that's not what's happening here, right? They make that argument on, beauty standards have shifted all throughout the course of history, and so it's completely normal for us to shift those beauty standards. Yes, but it wasn't an intentional shift to something that everyone agrees this shit is ugly. You want it to shift. You want people to perceive something that we all collectively agree is ugly. You want us to pretend like it's pretty. You want us to pretend like it's beautiful, right? No one actually thinks it's beautiful. You're calling something internally beautiful, right? Well, she's fat, but she's beautiful on the inside, and so she's beautiful on the outside. Yeah, but she's still really fucking fat, right? That doesn't make her not fat. It just makes her, I mean, sure, she's a great person, and no one's saying she's not a great person, but she's still also fat and probably ought to go on a diet so she doesn't die of diabetes. Can we please stop acting like the emperor is wearing clothes? Like, that's the weird part about this.
I know plenty of dudes who are Ahabs. They love big women. They love them. More power to you. And I'm sorry, Taylor Swift can't pull off a mullet either. Like, if
I can't stop looking at it.
I know my eyes are fixated. Yeah, my eyes are just, I can't turn away because I cannot figure out why somebody as beautiful as she is would wear that.
I'm going to cut her face out and put it on Joe Dirt. I'm doing it right now.
And why, as women, why are they fighting this way instead of going after magazines like Vogue that have been using Photoshop for years?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, you want to look like this person? Well, you can literally not look like this person because it's so heavily Photoshopped. That's not even what they look like.
This person doesn't even look like this person. Like I'm just, oh my God. It's shocking to me that, this is the battle they choose to, like, I don't know if you guys paid attention at all to the YouTube beauty channels, community, whatever they call themselves.
I watch
the beauty vloggers.
Yeah, like a year and a half ago, there was a huge explosion in the beauty
I know
community.
what you're talking about.
And it was over the most ridiculous stuff. And then it devolved into a fight between you either have to state at the beginning that you're for BLM and Antifa, or if you don't, you're like shunned from the group or whatever. Yeah, it got crazy.
Oh, you're talking about something else. I thought you were talking about some. Oh, Jesus, what are you?
No. That's what it devolved into, Eris. Do you want to know how?
Yeah, I was thinking about the Tati James Charles shit that happened.
Yes.
Now we're like, it devolved to that. How did it
evolve into that? Because it was, you need to source your beauty products from ethical people. Like they got mad at the beauty bloggers who were doing like the Walmart brand makeup. Like, here's how you can spend less money but make the makeup work for you until you can maybe afford nicer makeup, you know?
That's something everyone wants to know anyway.
Right? And so like Walmart, so Walmart doesn't vet. They don't check to make sure all their stuff is like cruelty free or chemical. Like all of these, like you'd be shocked at the checklists that these beauty vloggers that were doing this said. And so when all of this stuff started coming out about some of the big influencers like Jeffree Star and all of that, it turned into a knockdown, drag out, because the people who were like, see, like even your people who you claim are so superior and so much more ethical are not good people, and so why would we want to promote their products? Meanwhile, you have people over here. Just because they're not good people doesn't mean their products aren't pushing the important things that we need to be focused on and what the beauty community should stand for. And just like BLM and Antifa are standing up for justice, we should too. And I'm like, how did we get from makeup and all of this other stuff that blew up to BLM and Antifa? Like,
what does the beauty community stand for? It stands for beauty. Right? Because it's the beauty community.
Yeah, that's
because everything has to be for like the woke and SJWs. Everything has to go back to that. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. It ends up being back on that. It's mind-boggling to me to see that.
Like, that's a hell of a bridge to build between making sure your makeup is animal cruelty free and go support BLM and Antifa or you can't be part of this group. Like,
yeah.
Where did we?
No one's saying that the shit isn't complicated at times, right? Like it absolutely sometimes it's pretty difficult to sort out how to be a woman in this community, and I've used the word as a joke, right? Sometimes because we are not men, and we recognize that we are running in a male-dominated circle, blah blah blah, and there are inherent differences between men and women, right? But what this doesn't have to be, like, everybody recognizes, okay, so there are differences between men and women, right? Okay, so you're functioning.
You can't say that anymore, Mary. That's hateful.
Oh Lord,
you're gonna get us canceled. All right, the stream's going down, guys.
I should strap on a penis. But like, okay, so you're running around in a male-dominated circle. That's fine. That makes it difficult, right? But we simplify things wherever possible, and we don't make it more difficult than it needs to be for ourselves, right? You just do your damn job, do the best that you can do. Sometimes shit's gonna come your way, but try to handle it the best you can, and then move on with your life, right? That's what these people do not understand, is that shit's gonna come your way. Don't make things more complicated than it needs to be. Don't make things more difficult than they need to be. When you start including and weaving into your tapestry all of this extra baggage that you do, that's not your job, sweetheart. Your job is to know how to put on eyeliner. And I realize that can be an art form in and of itself, but when you weave Black Lives Matter into said art form, not only you're now doing a tap dance while trying to do your eyeliner, and that will not end well, sweetheart. That shit will end up with a black eye in bare minimum. Like, you're not going to be able to see for a few hours. You have done this to yourself. You have literally put yourself in a position where you are having to juggle. The reason you came in the first place, the thing you loved, you lost sight of that. It's okay to just love makeup. It's okay to just love beauty. It's okay to just have that be the reason you're here. That's why you got started. That's why you got your subscribers. When people start throwing that extra shit into it, you're doing the wrong damn thing, and you need to reset, honey.
But 90% of the time when they're throwing that extra shit in there, it is because they are jealous of another female success within the beauty community. And then they have to find a reason to, look at her on her high horse. I got to bring her down a peg or two. And they use whatever means they have available to do it. Like, this girl got more views than me, but she's not using animal cruelty-free products. So
let's take her out.
Let's get her out of here. It like, all goes back to petty jealousy, in my opinion.
That's why they say it's lonely at the top, because like everybody that gets close to you after you become successful, you have to question, like, is this person really like with me,
my friends, or
they do what they did off of me. Like, so you've got to play that game, and it's so stupid because
fucking stupid.
Yeah,
like, dude, oh my god, like I get so angry, because like, oh my god. All right, so I don't really talk a whole heck of a lot about it, because there were people that did way more than I did while I was in before and after as well, but. Okay, male-dominated space. The Marine Corps is like 95-1 dudes to chicks, right?
Yes.
Like, it's insane. Like, you can't spit without hitting a guy. Like, it's just ridiculous. And they, by the way, they do spit a lot. They dip, so it's nasty. But
no.
yeah, that's how you can cut out, like, if you just set your standard at don't dip and don't smoke, you're gonna take out like 75% of nobody you want to mess with. Anyway, moving on. It was so like unreal. It was just mind-boggling to me because you had some women who were like, yeah, we're gonna freaking, we're gonna show them what we're made of. We're gonna push as hard as we can, and we're never once gonna bitch about this or brag that, hey, we're women. Check what we did. And then on the flip side of that, you had these other women who were literally like, I can't go as fast as you. I'm a chick. And like sometimes that was relevant. Like standards in the Marine Corps, to get a perfect score for our 3-mile run, men had to run it in 18 minutes and females had to run it in 21 because, like you said, Mary, there are differences between men and women. They can run way faster, generally speaking. So like you had these other women, any chance they got, they would bring up the fact that they were a woman. It was like their trump card. And I'm like, dude, I don't think anyone on the opposing side is going to care if you're a woman. They're just going to shoot you like everybody else. I'm just going to let you know.
Enemy troops, don't shoot me. I have a vagina. Don't.
I'm a woman.
Please.
Girl, why are you here? What?
And I'm
just
just
piss
like,
me off.
It bugs the ever loving piss out of me. And so I look back through history and they're like, there's no real, like, they're like, it's always men that you hear about in war and like kings and all this other stuff. They're like, how come we can't talk more about like the powerful women in history? And I'm like, probably because we were too busy tearing each other down to get anywhere.
Exactly.
Dude.
Women have been way crueler to other women than men ever could.
Absolutely.
There is a disease within women that I don't know what it is, but there is something. There is something that just they are so. Girls can be vicious, and it's all like men. Men are at least they say what they want and they're done. Women will hold a grudge. They won't say shit. You won't even know that they are mad at you for months and months, and then they boom blow
until
up
the world fucking blows up in your
and you're
face.
like, if you just would have told me, I didn't know. It's crazy.
Talk to each other.
We could have talked this out, but instead you just. Well, you didn't see all these signs. You didn't see me subtweeting.
Bitch, I'm not in your head.
Like, what
Bitch,
the hell?
I'm not in your head.
I'm not on your Twitter 24/7. What do you mean? I'm not even on my Twitter 24/7.
Mandy,
yes,
without being like super in depth and going into the context around that conversation that we had. We've had a generalized conversation a couple of times that generally
how dare you?
Me and but the basic context of it was like, girl, you do you, right? And make your money. And if the day ever comes where I'm jelly of you, and look, I'm not saying that there will ever be a day. I have been jealous of other women. I'm sure I will be again in the future. But the response to being jealous of someone else, because it's a very natural thing when you're jealous of someone else's success, is not to try to tear them down, right? It's to try to do better your damn self, right? It's to get on your grind. And that was what I told Mandy. I was like, girl, make your money, and every single day that you do better and that you succeed, I'll be in your corner. I'll be cheering for you because you're my friend and I want to see you succeed, right? And we'll never hold that against you. And if there's ever a day that I feel jealous of the women around me, that's a pretty damn good sign that I need to get on my fucking grind, that I need to do my job, that I need to work harder, right? And that's something that I think hasn't been like it's not been permeated into the female mindset. I think
I agree with that 100%. That technically should be how women react. Because let's be honest, jealousy is a human reaction. Everybody is jealous of something at some point in their life. Somebody sees something and they get jealous of it. Nobody is free from that flaw, right? Everybody has that emotion.
Absolutely.
But women typically, as Mary said, instead of being like, oh, well, shit, all right, here's what I'm doing wrong and here's where I need to fix it. Instead, they play like cry bully. They sit around and, oh, woe is me and everybody and try to lower the bar instead of raising their own bar. And it's not instilled in females enough, I don't think.
And it turns out you're only shooting yourself in the foot because you're losing a good friend in the process.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And like the because you guys kind of alluded to it too, like so we've got the women that we hear about throughout history, at least like, I mean, obviously there have been a lot more and stuff that maybe you know from like your niche or your interests or whatever, but like if we're talking global recognition, the ones you remember are the ones who like did their own shit and got their shit done.
Yep.
Like they did what they had to do. They did what they had to do and didn't give two shits what anyone. Look at what Cleopatra did. I mean, she was like, "Man, I'm gonna do me." Oh, 1 second.
Yeah. Cleopatra, the Queen of England, the first, amazing, took England into the golden era. You know what I mean?
Mandy, you kill me so hard. This woman messages me the other day, and she was like, "Girl, an ostrich." She looked at my profile. This is fucking Mandy, guys. She's a fucking like train wreck.
Oh my God.
She messages me and she's like, "Ostriches stole my windshield wiper."
They did. That fucker did. He stole my windshield wiper blade and ate my little pass for work off my car.
Why are y'all scared of some jugs? Queen Cleopatra of England.
Hey, you don't know. Maybe that was that. We don't know. Maybe
Mary had
Mandy knows the
changed.
real history.
She changed her avatar to this ridiculous ostrich, and I saw it, and I was like, "No, those are evil. Ostriches are evil because they did one attacked my car." A bunch of them attacked my car. Because did you know if y'all go, I don't know if you guys have one, but like the safaris where you can go and look at the animals and drive through and look at stuff. Yeah. We had one and we couldn't see nothing. So me and the kids were in the car. So I was like, all right, well, let's get them to come. And they feed them by honking their horns, right? That's how they get the animals to come. So I honked my horn to get them to come, but they wanted food. And I had like 5 ostriches standing on top of my car, and they were biting the windshield wiper blades off. It was a mess. It was. So don't honk the horn at the ostriches because they're evil and they'll eat your car.
That was an interesting thing to come back to. I left on Cleopatra, and now we're talking about ostriches.
It's an emu. I was making fun of ABC for the emu war in Australia.
I thought you were turning from a dolphin into an ostrich, and I was against it.
Oh my God, that's so amazing that we had that complete miscommunication. Mary was telling me about that before the stream when she came in. We actually talked about the emu war for some I don't know why. Josh and I.
It was an evolution of the bacon burn discussion.
It was amazing.
I was telling her, Loki's still in the chat. I was telling her what I'm going to do to you tonight.
It's amazing. Have fun with that. I'm not feeling anything. I'm so excited. Oh my God, it was amazing.
Sorry, I know I completely sidetracked that, but Mandy kills me.
It's fine.
You just fucking kill me, woman.
Oh man. Oh my God.
Things get off topic sometimes.
We're talking about women on their grind and queens doing their shit and how they handle it. I know I completely derailed that, but I didn't forget where we were. We're talking about queens on their grind.
It could have been ostriches. They all could have been female ostriches.
Two on an ostrich.
Exactly.
Queen ostrich pants. Queen floppy neck.
I mean, why not? Sure. At this point, I think just about anything else would seem normal compared to what they put us through. But like, I don't know. I'm not for this whole like. Also, I know that so RBF is supposed to be like it was a joke and it's supposed to be an insult, and now it's all like, yeah, I have RBF. I am like empowering.
I was trying to figure out what that was. Resting bitch face.
Resting bitch face.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. I was like, what is...
No, but like, and it's so hard because now you guys have been talking about emus and now I come in and just like slam with this. But no, I was just thinking about it because, do you guys remember, I don't know if it's still a thing, but do you guys remember the duck face? When everybody was
totally.
Taking pics with that stupid look on their face. And I'm like, why? Just why? And they're like, cuz it's the duck face.
Oh, come on. You know why. Come on.
I know why. They all wanted those Kardashian lips.
I never got into that. I did get into planking. I never got into the duck face, but I did get into planking.
I love
Why
planking.
cannot see you planking on shit? I swear, Mary.
I've got a picture
I look
somewhere.
forward to following the adventures of Mary just planking on random places around where she lives.
Oh my god, but planking is great. Planking's so
Daily
much fun.
plank.
But I agree with you, Mary. It's a great time. But no, you have these trends or whatever, and the thing is, trends used to last a decade. You know, 80s hair bands, 80s the 80s, the 80s are the 80s because of the trends that were happening. You know, you were coming out of this. Yeah, so you had a decade by decade trend, and now trends live and die. Like
48 hours sometimes.
Yeah,
you know,
it's insane
really
how fast.
quick. Remember rompers? Do y'all remember rompers?
Yes,
dude, I loved rompers.
I
liked rompers. They were comfortable.
Yes, they were, and
except when you went to the bathroom and you had to get naked to pee.
I know.
Hey, we don't talk about the nasty stuff, Mary. We just talk about how absolutely cute they made us look. And it was low effort cute.
And the front wedgie. And the front wedgie.
That's only if you don't know how to. That's only if you don't know how to wear your clothes or fit yourself, or you tried to go play basketball in it. But no, seriously,
there's a whole side of my family that will not talk to me right now because I thought it was a funny joke. Y'all tell me if it's funny. I had a cousin by marriage that really rocked a camel toe. That was her thing. And she got fired from her job. And I said, what, did she give them too much lip? Because I thought it was funny. I thought maybe they fired her over the camel toe. And now all these assholes won't talk to me because of it.
I think that's hilarious.
That's great, right?
In this life, if you can't laugh at yourself, you're doing something wrong. You need to be able to laugh at yourself.
Jesus, yeah.
You have to. You have to. Look, because here's the thing. You're gonna die and you're gonna shit yourself. That's how you're gonna leave this world, people. It's what's gonna happen, okay? If you take yourself more seriously than that, you need to reassess. Because that's how we're all gonna go. You're gonna die and you're gonna shit yourself, and that's how this is gonna end. All right.
Depending on how you go, you might crap yourself and then die, you know.
That's true. Some people
your choice. Just saying.
That's how the king went. Elvis went that way. It can happen. It can happen to any of us.
Just saying.
Yep.
Dude in Jurassic Park. Come on, tell me you've seen Jurassic Park. He's literally on the pot.
Yeah.
Dead. Dead.
If you are lucky, you'll get to shit yourself in a bed. Okay, if you're lucky, you'll get to be comfortable when you die. Right? That's at the end of the day, death is coming for all of us, and we're all going to wind up leaving this world. So what you leave behind you. You can leave a legacy of money, and that's fine. And hopefully you will leave children that are financially stable. But what's far more important, what's far more poignant, what's far more potent to leave behind you is a legacy of love and a legacy of how you conducted yourself. Did you keep your shit together? Were you that pillar of strength when everything else around you crumbled? Did you have your shit together, or did you run out into a basketball court and get hit in the face with a basketball because you were that insecure? Right?
That seems the honest way to get a guy, though, does it? It's like she watched one too many cheerleader movies. Yeah, and thought that if I do this, if I get hit, he'll come and he'll pick me up and walk me out. It's like, what?
No, honey, you're
delusional. You're going to look like an
nose.
asshole, and we're all going to laugh at you. That's what's going to happen there.
The sexiest thing on the planet is a broken nose and the blood, gut, and snot flowing down as you're on the court. Because you know she didn't fall. She fell. That thing hit her and she fell. So you know she didn't fall in a graceful way. She just she was dead and face planted on the ground. And it's just that's not appealing to anybody.
That shit's funny as fuck, baby. They're gonna be laughing at you later.
Oh no, they were at first. So they were laughing, and then they saw the blood, and then were like, "Oh, are you okay? Are you good?" And then she sat up, and she's like, "I think so. I think I'm okay, but it hurts." And then the dude started to chuckle, and they were handing her towels and stuff, and then the coach was like, "Okay, get yourself to the girls' locker room and get cleaned up." I mean,
there you go.
I was did that go the way you thought it would? No, you ended up with a broken ass nose, blood everywhere, and Jake.
Yeah, he wanted. I bet she thought he was gonna carry her bridal style, scoop her up, carry her bridal style to the nurse while like music, romantic music is playing in the background.
Be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you there. Let me carry you off the court. Like my dude, my girl, listen here, that's not how this works. That's not real life. Jake was really concerned about her. He was like, did you break your nose or your like? He checked. He's like, are your eye sockets good? Is your nose good? Like, there wasn't any like severe damage, was there? And she's like, no, I'll be okay in a couple of weeks. I just have to. She wore one of those face shield mask things.
Oh, son of a bitch! Did she really?
It broke in 2 places, and she looked like I mean, her eyes were black and blue. I mean, she took a basketball going extremely fast through the face. Like, Jesus. Oh my god. Yeah, so she was in one of those mask things and didn't get a date.
Honestly, when you act like that, like and if people around you can tell, like the best you can expect if you're gonna act that way is somebody to throw some paper towels at you and tell you to clean yourself up and get off the court. You're leaking blood everywhere.
Rub some dirt in it. Just like Jay said in the chat. Walk it off, rub some dirt in it. That's how it's handled like in the South. There's not a lot of you get out on the field and you get hurt. Get your ass off the field.
If you snap your leg or something, or be like, all right, maybe we're gonna need a little bit more than dirt. But like,
dude, I broke my finger getting into a fist fight with a little boy when I was like 12 or something. I broke my finger. We had church that night. My mom was like, it's probably just jammed. Yank it out. We got to get in the car. All right. Yeah. Like it took my family over a week for it to figure out that my finger was broken.
Exactly. Right? I chipped my elbow and got told when I went and told my dad, I was like, it hurts. He said, well, take your ass back to bed. And if it still hurts tomorrow, I'll take you to the doctor. I mean, so I went and laid up there like crying because my arm hurt,
I had a hairline fracture in my I had a hairline fracture in my tibia. I don't know, whatever the bone that's your shin bone is. I had a hairline fracture. Yeah, I caught a so we were it was a training drill for stuff. I caught a skeet to the shin. And oh my god. I was like, God dang! And then my sergeant was like, the words that came out of my mouth were literally God dang. And then my sergeant's like, you're gonna have to go to confession for that, you little Catholic girl. And I was like, I will, but it hurts, Sergeant.
Okay, you have to go to confession.
He's like, can you walk? I was like, yeah, but it hurts. And he goes, meh. We got 2 more days out here. If it still hurts, then we'll send you to med bay. We'll send you to the clinic. Oh my god! They scanned it like, by the way, you have a hairline fracture in your shin. I was like, oh.
The little bitches running around hurting themselves, so a guy will notice them, and we're like breaking bones. And we're like, I'll deal with it later.
Yeah, that's inconvenient. There was I can't remember. There was some soccer championship, and I don't know if any of y'all watch Aussie Man reviews, but like I watched him. He was talking about the women's soccer league versus the men's soccer league, and like the men are like faking like, oh, someone brushed by his cheek and he's down on the ground like clutching it like it's the worst thing, and the woman, you see this woman, her kneecap pops out its socket, like it pops out like it's like raw, like it's crooked basically. Or whatever this, I don't understand knees. And she just she gets her fist and starts pounding it, then put it back in. Yeah. She wraps it up and gets back on the field.
Yeah. My favorite one. Oh my god,
Aussie Man are worse.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god.
I don't know who that guy is with the basketball guy. Oh my god.
LeBron James.
That's who it is, and he acts like he's hurt every time.
I will quote Geeks and Gamers here, at least 3 members of Geeks and Gamers here. LeBron James is a pussy.
There you go. There, she nailed it.
Look, I don't pretend to be super into sports, right? That wasn't my thing. I was like a little bit more scrappy or whatever. Like I was just like, well, I had a tiny twin brother, right? And so it was always
you were mean. Shit. Got it.
No. I had not with my brother. It was defending him. He would start shit, and I'd have to beat the fuck out of a little boy to protect my little brother.
Oh my god! I thought you were beating the shit out of your little brother. I was like, oh, okay. Keely Chow, yes. LeBitch James, absolutely.
James, that's amazing.
LeBitch James.
It wasn't sports for me. It was just that I was surrounded by mean ass little boys all of the time, and I was just like, it was get thick skin or get the fuck out, right? if you're going to be in an area, you need to be able to handle being in said area.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well,
and like it's just like you said, you know, like boys. Okay, but boys are like more physically, not even necessarily mean. Like I literally thought that someone was beating the shit out of my little brother, and so I like went to go wrench him apart, and I started like pounding the guy in the face, and my brother's like, "No, we're just roughhousing, like we're fine." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry.
Fine. Don't worry about it."
I was like, "I'm sorry." I was like, "By the way, bro, you're getting your ass kicked. Figure it out." Like,
Learn how to fight.
I don't know what's happening, but you're definitely not winning. Like, I wouldn't have come running if you had been. It's
right. I'd have yelled from the sidelines, "Kick his ass!"
Exactly. Like, fix yourself. No, but yeah, like this girl that ran. Like, here's the thing: it was her that did. Like, so it was never actually Jake's fault, of course. But like, even if she had accidentally walked onto the court, she got in the way of a pass. Like, she wasn't paying attention. It's not like Jake threw this thing and it nailed her on the sidelines. He threw it and she walked into it. And so, like, there's only so much guilt that you're going to derive from that because the dumbass put themselves in that position. Like, they walked into it.
It's not that there's no sympathy for people who exhibit, like, a lapse in judgment from time to time, right? Because we're all humans. That's not what we're saying here. We're not saying that you can't be human and that you can't make mistakes. But when you deliberately put yourself in the path of danger, in the path of something that is going to harm you, and you know it's going to harm you, you know this shit's going to hurt, and you do it anyway so that somebody can pat you on the head and say, "Poor baby," you don't deserve that pat on the head and the poor baby. You deserve you're a fucking moron. You should probably stop doing that shit because that's more helpful to you as a human being. That's where true empathy lies. When you look at somebody who's broken enough to make a decision like that, a deliberate decision to do something harmful to themselves just so that they can get a pat on the head, the truly empathetic person, the truly caring person is going to look at them and go, yeah, what they need to hear is you're a fucking moron, not all poor baby.
Tough love. Yeah. Sometimes people need tough love. It's just like, hey, man, you need to get over it and you need to not do that again. Unless you want to get hurt in the nose all over again for another person. Maybe an eye socket gets broken this time, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe you get a concussion. Maybe you get into a coma.
Her that if I could ever track her down and find her, I would be like, was it worth it? Because I know you're not with Jake right now. Like, was it worth it taking a basketball to the face? Yeah. Like, was it worth it being in that stupid face shield for a month? Like, come on, yo.
Well, that's gonna go back to how much attention did she get while she was walking around with that stupid thing on her face? How many of her friends, you know, like kind of how long was she the special one of the group? Because that's what it's all about, right? That's the whole thing is that they want to feel special. The world has been, for the past few years, giving away the participation trophies where everybody's special, everybody's great. And then what happens with these kids, they grow up and they realize, even in high school, wow, I'm not really that special, am I? And then they start doing stupid shit like that. So they can feel special. They can be the one that everybody runs to. It's so bizarre to me. I just want people to leave me the hell alone.
Here's what truly blows my mind, all right? So, like, girls will do all of this insane, crazy, catty, backstabbing nonsense for a dude. And if you go back and ask, be like, well, was it worth it? Like, the answer is almost always no. Yeah. I have guy friends. I've watched them jump off of a roof aiming for the pool and they hit the fence. And
oh my God.
Like, and I'm like, but if you ask them, like, was it worth it? The answer's always yes. They're like, oh my God,
it is.
That's
totally worth it. It's so fun. It's so funny. Dude, I that shit happened with my oldest is gonna be 14 in August. Okay. When he was a little boy, he decided he wanted to parachute off of the roof. And it didn't.
Using what?
Using a blanket. I didn't know. I'm busy. I'm over with his brother and his little sister, and we're out playing. This kid scrambles up to the roof. He is convinced that the wind is going to catch in this thing, and he broke his arm. By the way,
makes you stronger. Builds character.
But to this day, it was totally worth it. He loves it. That's his favorite story to tell ever. Yeah, I broke my arm trying to jump off the roof. I was like, no, you can you tell him you were trying to parachute? Like, he had it in his head. At least he's not stupid. Like, he had it in his head that he was gonna parachute, right? He wasn't trying
that's
to break
pretty stupid. Like, even base jumping,
he
you
was-
got to be
he
so
was-
high
he
to pull it
was
off.
He was little.
Same.
But like he had it in his
advanced
head.
physics hadn't really crossed his mind.
Yeah,
the way
he-
to the blanket
you know,
and all
Well,
that
here's
stuff.
what he knew. He knew
We
when
all
he
thought
threw his.
that at one point. You could.
Do you remember those little army soldier guys with the little parachutes that you throw them and they would catch?
Yeah.
He thought it would be like that, right? He thought he thought that if he held the blanket right,
trajectory,
he doesn't understand any of that
Nope.
at like 6 years old. And so when he jumps off, it doesn't catch and he breaks his arm.
Oh,
And
Lord.
so, but to this day, he still thinks it's totally worth it, right? He wasn't aiming. I mean, he was aiming for attention, but he wasn't aiming to like get hurt for attention. He thought he was going to parachute and prove himself a genius, right? And then he was going to start a new trend wave. I don't know, but
He'd be the army.
He
the army.
He thought it was going to be cool, right? He was trying to accomplish something.
Yes.
and it didn't go well, right? And the object wasn't to hurt himself. The object was to be cool, right?
Yes.
So like to this day, yeah, it's absolutely worth it to him, right? But he wasn't trying to harm himself. He was trying to achieve greatness.
Exactly.
In a way, he did. It just, he has a great story to tell now, basically.
Exactly.
And that's my point. Like, every dude that I still talk to anyway, like they all have stories like this. Like it's always like they're seeking like a conquest. Like so this is gonna get into kind of touchy territory, I guess. We'll do like that disclaimer. Dudes brag and like they brag hard.
Yes.
I mean, you girls,
yeah.
I don't know. And Mary, you said you're not big into sports, but I'm assuming you've been in a locker room with women.
Okay, so I was homeschooled.
Dang. So all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my seclusion was real.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, girl locker room talk is like way worse than boy.
If
locker
it helps,
room talk.
I was married to a soldier for 10 years.
Sure.
I am fully aware of how they can act.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So locker room talk in a guy's realm for the most, like you can't help but hear it, whether you're when it's 95-1 and you're the one, like you're gonna hear them talk the way they always talk because you eventually just sort of blend in, right? All good. No worries here. I got nothing against it. I was never like, you guys can't talk like that around me. I just ignored them. I was like, well, I know I'm never sleeping with you because you've put your dick in some weird places. But
I'm gonna be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Please keep going. I'll be right back.
How dare you?
No, okay. But yeah, how dare you? But like girl locker room talk is way worse because the crap you'd hear be like, oh, I would skin a bitch to sleep with him. I'm like, that's a bit much. Like,
oh no, you are
really-
absolutely right. The girls compared to the guys, oh my gosh,
way worse.
Way worse.
Yeah,
but guys
college
do
locker
have
room, yes. But my high school locker room, we had so little time to like get ready that like all they were worried about for the majority of the was, can I put my makeup on and straighten my hair? Do I have enough time for both of those activities? That was a big thing. But in college, I heard so many things that I was like, are you sure you want to say that out loud? No, yeah.
Right?
I don't need to know that you had 3 guys and 1 night girl. Like, you wanted
some chick literally said, because Game of Thrones was really big and I wasn't like huge into it, but like one of them said like, I'd let Jason Momoa rape me from the back. I was like, dude.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd let him put me in the pretzel, but there's no way. No, that's not okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. I was like,
you sure?
Not. Maybe.
You
let's
sure
think about the comments before they come out of our mouth. Yeah, I don't think you would. But yeah, it's like it gets so much worse. But then these same chicks want to act all offended when dudes, because like I said, it's men and their conquest. I'm pretty sure like built into their DNA, hunter-gatherer, all that crap. These are the same chicks that are gonna act shocked or disgusted when when dudes talk about like their number. Be like, yeah, man, I've had like
Body
I've had,
count,
like,
I think is what the phrase was that I heard.
Yeah, body count.
Body
Yeah.
counts. And so like it's like, yeah, you know, but it's like, well, I bagged 2 5s. Is that the same thing as nailing a 10? And you know, they make those jokes, but it's like it's dudes. Like that's how they talk. Like, how are you going to say what you just said 5 minutes ago and then act all offended when this guy jokes about nailing 2 5s? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I heard one. It was I don't remember who I heard this from, but it was kind of it was on a stream. I don't remember, but they were talking about how it's kind of a stereotype for women to not be as funny as men, and a lot of that's because a lot of humor that men use, especially when they're doing stand-up acts, is they kind of self-appreciate, like they insult themselves, and a lot of that has to do with them failing to get a chick, or they woke up next to like a not so good-looking chick, or a lot of that has to do with that kind of stuff. Then when you hear, because I've heard some really cringy. I watched the Amy Schumer special on Netflix.
Oh, bless your heart!
Bless you.
Why? Why would you have done that to yourself?
I had a friend.
Did you get checked afterwards?
I had a friend tell me it was funny, and I watched it, and I was just like, "What? When did it start? I'm at the credits. When did the funny? Is it after the credits?
Friends, don't tell friends to watch Amy Schumer.
They're not a friend anymore.
They're not a friend. Former
friend.
You're gonna need therapy now to get.
Oh, it was awful.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was back in college. Like I don't remember, like 5 years ago, I guess now, and it was right when it came out. There's some other like Asian chick that got way too graphic about like her.
All they talk about are 90% of what females are talking about is their feminine problems.
It's gross down there. Yeah, it's just like, but you realize it's different when a guy does it. It's different than when a woman does it, because like guys, it's like you can clearly tell that's either exaggerated or like they just had a mess up, and it's not. But with girls, it's like you're describing in graphic detail something that actually happened to you. Like if you're on a guy and like he is grossed out by the smell coming from it, no one think that's funny. And how
the fuck did I come back into?
Yes. No, we're talking about female comedians versus male comedians, and why like the stereotype is that
Amy Schumer talking about her vajayjay shit and the smell.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
How does she do that? That's
like,
not fucking
proud
funny.
Of it. It's
like this isn't stuff that we want to talk about. Like nobody like disgusting can be funny when it's accidental. Like that's why that's why like if you like accidentally burp or belch or fart or whatever in public, people like point and laugh because it was like spontaneous.
It's still gross, and they still don't want to scare you.
Yeah, it's still disgusting, but people are going to point and laugh, and in that moment, it's funny. Coming back 6 months later and talking about how you belched or farted or whatever in a room full of people, it's not funny anymore. It doesn't.
I went down on a guy and he passed out because it was so bad. It's like,
why would you? That's
why do you want to tell me? Why would you ever tell anyone that?
Well, respect yourself. Respect yourself. And even if you're being hyperbolic, like I'm buying this right now. You like if you're gonna tell something absurd, right? And look, I'm all about absurd humor. I love absurd humor. It needs to be just that, absurd, right? It doesn't need to border, like it doesn't need to be something that like, oh, I buy this actually happened to this chick and she's telling me like this. That's what happens when you talk to that like slightly like the below the doorknob, like south of a doorknob IQ chick who doesn't realize that this is not something that's socially acceptable to discuss in public, right? That's what it feels like. It feels like you're talking to someone who's slightly retarded, and you probably ought to be like pulling them aside, going, "Honey, no, just don't. We'll talk about that in private. And if you need some help, I can help you. Like we'll give you a makeover. I'll paint your toenails. But we need to talk about this in private because this is not the place or the time." That's what it fucking feels like. It's embarrassing. And it's
there is no privacy anymore. It doesn't seem like and I don't get it because when I was younger, women we're supposed to be kind of mysterious, right? We're not supposed to talk about our lady problems and stuff like that. We're supposed to just, within other girl groups, of course you can talk about it. But
Yes.
technically, we are supposed to be above all of this. And I don't know, they've lowered the bar now to where talking about the nastiest shit. And I don't know, I think it puts all women in a really, really bad light. And it kind of pisses me off when they do it, because have some, like Mary said, have a little bit of self-respect and pride in yourself and shut the hell up. Be a woman.
You wonder why men don't want to date you anymore. Why men are going like straight up like never again. I'm never gonna be with another woman again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like why they're willing to fuck you but never marry you. This shit is why.
That's
this shit is why.
Mm-hmm.
Because you close the bathroom door when you go to the bathroom, ladies.
Exactly.
Because you don't leave that shit open, right? Because you don't want that out there running around the world.
Yes, like you can be like a woman could be fuckable but not marryable.
Exactly.
And it's like a one-time thing, and they're just like, yeah, no, I don't want that constant, which would be in the marriage.
You're making life harder for yourself. Here's the thing. Look, it's really fucking hard to get along on your own. And I mean really hard to get along on your own. What two people can do is twice as hard for a single person. Okay. Two people have the added benefit of coming together, having multiple incomes, having outside family members and sources, multiple people to go to if you need someone to watch the kids and just get the fuck away. You have a lot more resources as a combined married couple, right? And all these women who are running like, I don't need no man. Girl, maybe not, but you also, you know what you do need? A damn break. And you're not going to get that doing this shit by yourself. So, and you want to know why they don't want to
damn exhausted.
Yeah, you're gonna be fucking. That is the reason people have mad respect for single moms, is because they have nothing left for themselves when this is over. And that married couples have, as hard as it is, it's still way fucking easier. You don't want to do this shit alone. Why are you doing things that make people not want to be near you? Why are you doing things that make people want to go, okay, so I'm in the wrong room, and turn around and leave? Why are you doing that shit to yourself? It's uncomfortable. You're proud of this? Are you stupid? Are you stupid?
Yeah.
Well, and if you
my
ever
career is making fun of how the guy got grossed out. It's like,
yeah,
you realize
like,
that
insane.
you know, like,
You grossed us out too. I mean, I'll be honest. I was eating, I think it was a bowl of cereal, something. I was watching TV not too long ago. And I think it was Amy Schumer, actually, is who it was. And she came on talking about, I think it was a tampon commercial or something. And she was talking about,
God,
and
right,
I gagged. I'm a girl. I go through it every month.
Yep.
And it's like, there's a time and a place. You don't need to give me an advertisement for this. I know what they are. I know where they're at. I know how to buy them.
Yep.
We don't have to have commercials for this. This is gross. And God, the blue water pouring it on the, no, hell no.
Dude,
Nope.
like, what did Family Guy say? As long as it's not red, we'll let you have whatever you want.
Mark my words. If things keep
happen.
going the way it has been, give it another 6 months to a year, and they will be doing red. I mean, that sounded so fucked up. But no, I'm not joking. That's the direction we are going in. And even as a female, it grosses me out. I don't want to talk about it. That doesn't define me. It's an inconvenience. That's all it is.
I think I've got a video for you. It's along these lines. I think Undoomed tweeted it out. Hold on, let me find him real quick. Yeah, here it is. Bam, Mama Bear Pissed. This is amazing. Do you want me to pull this up for you real quick? Because this is amazing. It's called Mama Bear Pissed. And it is going to go really well along. This woman got this shit in the bag. She knows what the fuck she's talking about. So the context of it is, I believe she's at like a school meeting where she's having a discussion about with her children, how they've been talking with her children about how to do certain things in sexual activity.
I saw this.
Yes.
So this is it right here. I could not have liked this more. If I could have double liked this, I would have. Checked this shit out.
Right?
School when she procures bids for ISU with construction and came to your school and spoke to your staff for 2 days. Why did she do that? This is why she did that. This is why she did that. to make sure that when our students want to know whether or not they have a vagina or a penis, they have pictures from your staff to be able to help them. They don't have enough sex.
5-year-olds.
They don't have enough anal sex. They need adults to tell them how to masturbate. And what I call that is... So here's what I'm asking you. You have a hard time hearing this from me, but this is for 10 years old and up, and this bill was passed for 5-year-olds. And you have a hard time me sitting here telling you the words anal sex, masturbation. That's hard for you, or the time's up? Because the time's not really up. I don't believe you, Mr. Wiley, that my time is up. But I'm going to end with this. I'll close with this because this was too much for you. I can tell right now. And that's why you're cutting me off. But last time I said, you know what? Critical race theory. Little girl in the back was laughing every single time Megan said something because white people oppress black people, right? Isn't your principal black? Isn't your mayor black?
Okay, that's a different topic, but
that's a different topic.
She drops the fucking mic. But she's talking about how it's uncomfortable, right? It's fucking uncomfortable. You shouldn't be talking about it, right? This shit is, you're sitting here in a room full of people and you're having a problem listening to these words coming out of this woman's mouth because it's uncouth, because it's uncomfortable for a reason. Some things just shouldn't be talked about in public. There's a reason you close the door, people. Doors exist for a reason because there needs to be a barrier between you and the outside world when you do the things that make you feel uncomfortable, that people shouldn't be able to watch. There's a reason people don't like hospital gowns because they don't want their ass hanging out the back for everybody to see. But the thing is, essentially, these people are just walking around with their ass out all the time. That's what these people are doing. It's disgusting.
It is, and they're like these comic books. Just the mother of madness or whatever. Like this is the crap that I'm talking about. They're glorifying that behavior. Yeah, they're celebrating this shit, and I'm like, look, they're called private parts for a reason. Like you keep that shit private.
Keep it private. Be a lady. Be a lady and keep that shit private. Talk about it among other. We don't have to bring guys into the conversation about our menstrual cycle. They don't want to have the conversation with me. And I certainly don't want to have it with them. It's private. I have been married for 20 years, and I still don't go in there and talk to my husband about that shit because it's private. Yeah. It is
the most
private.
The most I tell my husband, the most I will tell him is, look, it's that time of the month, and if you don't want a steak knife in your hand, back away.
Yeah, that's
pretty much it.
Yeah, I get really bad mood swings. And it's just like, hey, just FYI, you know, hey, it's week 3, hey, it's week 4, just letting you know.
The most interaction he's gonna get is, look, do you want us to get along this week? Bring me a Snickers. That's about the extent of it, right?
Exactly.
Like, bring me some Midol and a Snickers, and everything will be fine. And that's the end of it, right? That's as in depth as we need to go.
It's like, hey, do you want to see it? Lily, you want to see my used product? It's like, no. What do you want?
Yeah.
It was like those BuzzFeed girls that did the, what was it? I think it was BuzzFeed that did the painting. Did y'all hear?
Oh my God, the one with the
painting. Yes. Okay, so what they would do is they would, I think they're called Diva Cups, and they collected it, and then they brought it in and painted with it, and then had an open art gallery where they didn't tell people that it was period blood. And so I'm just like, this is a health violation.
It has to be.
How did you not tell these
one of the guys
before the mask and everything? Like, they just it's a health violation. Jesus.
Yeah. Did you guys see if you watch that whole thing, there's a guy, he's walking through there and he's like, I think this painting smells. Yeah, and they complain about it as they're painting with it. They're just like, it smells. They undo it because it's been sitting in God knows how long.
Oh my
God! And they don't do it, and they're just like,
I literally just gagged.
It was gross. And they were proud of it.
Foul. Oh my God, that's have y'all seen the new movement? Okay, it's gross as hell, but the new movement that's called the Free Bleeder movement.
Yes, where they just let it go.
Just let it go.
Been going on for a couple years. Yeah.
Just watch me be a disgusting, the nastiest piece of shit I can.
BuzzFeed did that too. They had these pad things, like these little, I don't know what you want to call them, like paper towel things that they would they were in the office just doing it, and then they turned the camera and show you what was happening, show you the result, and you were just like
And these
bodily fluid
first
is
of
okay
all,
with
and that shit. First, you can't ever wear those clothes again. That shit
No, you
stains.
can't.
And
Yeah,
it's
they're completely
disgusting.
stained. You're gonna
And
walk
it's
around
romantic.
looking like that.
And
Like, I don't
smelling like
care.
that.
I don't
So-
care what anybody says. I don't. Oh, 1 second.
She's like, yeah, I agree, Mom.
My littlest one came in. She's like, "Mommy," and I was like, "Oh, hello." No, but like the I'm so sorry. I just got invaded. 1 second.
No,
you're
you're fine. You are fine.
It's adorable.
I'm lucky
Little
mine
grave
aren't.
masters. Just
Little grave masters.
yeah,
I love it.
yes.
Cute.
Yeah.
That's precious.
When I had her on her shoe before, she kept getting swamped by them. They would like it's great. Like we just called them little grave masters.
Little
Isn't
grave
it?
That's so
masters.
adorable.
I love it. Put like pirate hats on their head. I'm taking over. No, those little striped fedora hats. I'm taking over.
Oh my.
Give him little Tommy guns. It's my stream now. See,
Exactly. But like getting actually back to the original, which we're actually kind of like around that topic anyway. But like, so all of this stuff really gross, and then the idea that like this woman felt like she walked into a comic book store one time and was like, I didn't feel welcomed. It's like, okay, well,
You went to the wrong comic book store.
Yeah. I walked into a comic book store, like my local comic book shop, and I felt good walking in and being the only woman, just like, yeah.
Well, because they all stop and they kind of, okay, so I've been to comic book stores. They don't
looked
want
at
you
you.
to leave. The first thing they want to do is like kind of breathe on you a little bit. They're like super happy you're there. Every comic book shop I've ever been into, the first thing you notice is that somebody, it's almost inevitably somebody will walk up to you and be like, can I get you something? Can I help you with something? Are you looking for something?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's almost every time. That's not like, I think one time I went into a comic book shop, but they were all in the middle of something. I think they were setting up for a D&D table session, but I can't be completely sure. It was weird because I really don't think they should have been open, but I think they were setting up for it.
So maybe like a tournament or some kind of game or whatever.
It could have been, but I think they were setting up for something. So nobody came over and helped me. But that was like the one time that I walked in and I didn't get, are you a woman? Exactly. It's honestly a real life girl. Exactly. I mean, they don't talk like that, but you can tell that they're eager, right?
It's adorable.
And that they're excited.
I have spent most of my life going to comic book stores. I have never had a negative experience ever. I have found that everybody in there, now don't get me wrong, I usually am. I think maybe once or twice there's been other girls in there. Most of the time it was all males. And oh my gosh, the store
Complete
owner will
sweethearts.
come and ask you, what are you here? What are you looking for? And then once you tell them, the other guys that are in there will be like, oh, you're looking for Spider-Man? Well, look, let me show you this, and this, because if you like Spider-Man, you're going to love these. And then check
and they
out
want to
this.
help you. Yes.
Yes. And hey, do you LARP? Because we have a LARPing group. And oh my gosh, it would be amazing if you joined us.
Do you play
Do you want to play
game?
D&D? Do you want to
Get
play
involved.
Magic? Yeah, it's, and I mean, I have never had a bad experience in a comic book store. Those have always been my safe haven. Like just the smell, that especially like one of the smaller ones where there's that old comic, that musty old book smell when you walk in. I love it.
Well,
I love it.
Pretend for 1 second that you weren't doted on because you're a female, but let's pretend like that's not the case, right?
Okay.
It is the case because if you're a female and you walk into a comic book store, the first thing they're going to do is dote on you. But let's pretend for a second that that's not the case. Okay.
Right.
You're acting like they don't want to sell you something. You're acting like they don't want you to buy something, spend money. Comic books are in some kind of way right now. All right. It's been bad, and it's been bad for a while. And they are pretty desperate to sell everybody all the things right now. The idea that you walked into any comic book store and they side-eyed you like you needed to leave is retarded. Okay. They need your money. They desperately need your money right now. Even if you weren't the girl that they were ready to dote on. And trust me, if you're a female and you walk in there, the first thing they're going to do is be like, let me just talk to you, please. My God, I'm so happy you're here.
I think she said she was young, and I'm just like, okay, so imagine like a 10-year-old girl walks in. I'm just like, they're probably ignoring you. I mean, I don't know, maybe they're because like, you know, you're 10.
Yeah.
You're 10, right?
Even then, they're gonna be like, they're gonna look at you and be like, and
oh, that's
you know,
cute.
be like, are you here with some, like, are you here with someone? Like, are you okay? and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm here with my brother, or I'm here with my mom, or I'm here with my dad, or my uncle, or whatever."
As a 10-year-old, they assume you don't have any damn money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
too.
Like I went with my brother when I was younger. The few times he would, when he would let me go with him, I would go. And at like 5 and 6, did the guys dote on me? Of course not. They're not fucking pervs, right? But they were always not, like when they looked at my comic and my brother was ringing his up and I would throw some up there, they would look and be like, "Oh, look, you got the Care Bear comic," and they would talk about, "So you like My Little Ponies? That's awesome." And so I mean, but of course they're not pervs. They're not, sick people. So they weren't. So
I really hate this. I'm back, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, you are? I didn't know you were back.
Sorry
for letting me.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm messing with you because you've been talking.
Yes.
I
know,
it out.
but I know that I sort of like unceremoniously dipped out on y'all, but no,
it's you're being mom. It's all good.
But it was I distinctly remember like the very first time I went into a comic book shop, and I was like, "Oh my god, this place is so cool! It's like a record store, but with like comic books." Because I also like had a thing for record stores, and it never once did I like meet the stereotype of like honestly, I blame Big Bang Theory, but like how it's like, oh, Captain Sweatpants and Stuart, who's like really talented but not super attractive, and then he started out actually super confident and they destroyed his character later on, but that's a whole other thing.
Right.
But I never, like, for whatever reason, there's this and freaking Brie Larson said it out there, like, I don't need some 40-year-old white dude telling me that he didn't like my movie or whatever. And I'm like, they're not all 40-year-old dudes with no life.
Mm-hmm. It's in fact quite the opposite. Most of these people have jobs, families, because that notion, that idea of the 40-year-old guy who's living in his parents' basement is horseshit. These men are paying for this stuff. Why is the merch such a big deal, right? Still, even today, because those kids grew up into productive, functioning members of society who have extra money to spend, right? Money that they spend on your products, money that they spend on the things that they grew up on as a kid that they still love, right? That 40 is, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Sure, there are some 40-year-old.
Okay, here's the difference, Mary. It does exist. But nowadays, think about what you were saying. They're talking about busted down, broke ass people living in their mama's basement with no money. They're getting their mom's credit card and they're buying the shit online. They're not out in comic book stores, and they haven't been since the internet became a thing, since AOL launched.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can buy shit online.
You can buy shit online. They're not gonna leave because leaving would require them to go ask their mom to drive them, because typically they don't have money for gas and they don't own a car. So it's bullshit that has ever happened to her. And let us not mention how gorgeous she is. There is no way a woman that looked like her, because she not only did she say as a kid, she said going further, she went to conventions.
Yes, and Comic-Con.
I've been to conventions. Girls are lauded there.
Yes. They're
especially cosplayers. They're just like, oh my god.
They are everywhere, and they are the nicest people. Now I've heard there's some background drama between cosplayers in real life, but to the people that are there, they are the nicest people in the world. They are so kind to everybody. So
exactly. I went to a convention. It was the first time I cosplayed. I did Dr. Harleen Quinzel, because Harley Quinn had basically become so oversaturated that like cosplaying her was.
You wanted to wear the lab coat.
So I made like the lab coat. I got the blonde wig and everything, and like I had people coming up asking for pictures, and I had this one like gender bin Joker girl come over, just like. I was like, please, can I have a picture with you? I haven't been able to find. Everyone's Harley Quinn. God, like everyone's Harley Quinn, and I wanted something different, and it was just yeah, of course. And
I bet you look
wasn't
so
even
cute.
me. Oh, I have a picture somewhere.
I bet you look adorable.
I got, like I said, I got a blonde wig that actually like was up in like a bun and everything. It was great. But yeah, I got the whole thing. I wore these like $15 heels from Walmart. I had bad blisters. So
oh, Mama, no, you wore heels at a con?
Oh,
I made that was my first cosplay, and I had to go to the what was it, the first aid station because they were covering like both of my feet like right around the edges, and I had to like limp off. But I was just like,
that's why you do one of two things, okay? When you're gonna cosplay, either take a pair of tennis shoes with you when you're not walking the floor, or decide to cosplay a girl with some wedge boots.
No, I learned my lesson.
Kill you.
Oof, it hurts so. And they, like I said, $15 Walmart heels. They were not made for any sort of like comfort and protection or anything.
I had to put on some of them nurse shoes.
Right?
Oh man, yeah. I didn't even think about it. I was like, this is what she looks like in Batman the Animated Series. I gotta try to go exactly like this, and I didn't think that through.
Well,
anyway,
the wonderful thing about cosplay is you can tweak a character, right?
Yes.
You can totally tweak a character a bit and make it work for you a little bit. I know this isn't a cosplay conversation, but I consider myself something of a cosplayer.
Yes.
And it's one of those things that, like, if you realize that you're going to be walking the floor all day, if you don't take a change of clothes with you, you've got to, because you can be at a con for 10 hours, right?
Yes. We were walking the floors, looking at all the merch, the panels. It was San Japan in San Antonio. And like it's multiple stories. Like they rent out like this Marriott kind of like convention center. Jeez. So there's like multiple. You have the original artist alley. You have all of these like arcades and everything. Then you have another artist alley. You have the whole river walk, which is right beside. Then you have all the panels, which is a different section of the And
God forbid if you go to a fan meetup afterwards. And a lot of people do like to go to the fan meetups and cosplay, right? And so like if you're gonna do a cosplay day, I always suggest, like, if you're going for a long day in cosplay, I always suggest taking a few hour break, getting like as comfortable as you can, because some cosplay is super intricate and you can't get out of all of it. But a lot of them, they'll have where you can check your baggage and stuff. And so you can literally check a bag and go get out of it for a few hours as much as possible, or at least partially out of it into something that you can stand walking around in. And then just own that you're going to look a little wonky, but then you know, you have it again later if you're deciding to go like fan meetup or something.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
I found a little pair, and you can get them on Amazon for like $4. And they come in a little bag, and they are just little roll-up shoes, and they're rolled up, and they're just little slip-on shoes for when you have to take your heels off for a little bit. They're not great. Like you can't wear them permanently, or because they're kind of cheap. But oh my gosh, if you just need something to throw on your feet for, you know, an hour to let your feet rest, those are perfect for that. And they come in like a million colors. Colin in the chat has said, maybe the difference is because Emilia Clarke is British and maybe she experienced it different. Now that might be true, but here the only reason I'm saying I don't agree with that being different is because I do know people from the UK.
Well, Colin, he is actually British. So
wait, is it like that? Colin, is it like that?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask him. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you recognized that as you've gone in places? Because the people I've talked to, like I've talked to Charlie's London, who is obviously from London, and she said she's always had amazing experiences within going into comic book stores and stuff like that. And so I mean, I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't seem like, you know, because geeks are usually all the same, right? They're usually incredibly kind, especially to females. I've never met one that wasn't. So
I will say,
don't know.
I'm gonna have to duck out here in just like a minute or two. I'm sorry, but I will say the only time I've noticed any kind of, not even hostility, but like disinterest or anything like that when it comes to girls is when they find out you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes. Now, if you have no idea, now once they realize you are really there you're about to spend some money and you're into the shit, you know what I mean? And they start talking to you about magic, and you can be like, oh yeah, I play a white deck, and usually mine's 8, and you can start talking. They're like, okay, she's legit.
Yeah. So like if you try to fake them, like if you fake geek girl it, they'll call you on that shit.
They will.
And it's very easy to figure that out.
It's very easy. So like, but if you walk in and you're straight up like, hey, like, I don't really know what I'm looking for or what I'm doing, but I've heard great things about, you know, Batman White Knight. So I'm sorry, guys. I gotta bounce. But yeah, that's
fine.
The fake geek girl thing. Yes, that's the only time I've ever seen it. All right, I gotta go. Take care, all.
Bye.
Thank you
Bye.
for coming. Bye.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
sad panda.
Lady Greymaster, you're still. I don't want to kick you.
You're still here. I didn't want to kick you, but I will.
This is like, I know you want to go. Did you forget? No. Oh my god. But yeah, no, I hate. She gives Emilia Clarke in that article, in the Variety article, gives me super fake geek girl vibes, nerd girl vibes, whatever you want to call her. And it just does.
I imagine,
it, you know.
I imagine. Look, it's hard to say because we don't know her, right? And we can never know her.
That's the problem. Yeah.
But we do know that she was in Game of Thrones, which might very well have exposed her to a good amount of geek culture. That was also, years ago, and the last one she was sucked. And so we don't know exactly what her exposure is. I do know this. If you're putting an agenda, a political agenda at the forefront of your geek culture, your first wade into geek culture, it's clear where your priorities are. And so it's really hard for me to take that seriously. If you want to have a political agenda, that's fine. No one's going to stop you. But if you could stop appropriating geek culture in order to further that agenda, that would be great, right? We would really appreciate it if you would stop utilizing the thing that we love. And then that's not to say that you can't write a comic book. You're welcome to do it. But don't expect it to go well with the people who buy comics, because it's probably not. Thanks, Terminus.
Terminus, oh my God.
It's like, I can't pass that. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. It's gross. And I've heard I've seen a little bit of the art. I haven't gone super, super in depth to it, but she looks like the character. Like the character looks like Emilia Clarke, the main character.
I think it's kind of a self-insert to a point, a little bit of a self-insert, minus maybe the armpit hair. I don't know. Maybe she's growing it out. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe she has Daenerys wigs for armpit hair now. I don't know.
Right?
I don't know the woman. Like it's a weird. It's just. It's just gross. That's the only word for it is it's great. And I got into it with some I made a tweet about it, and I think my comment was "oh no," and I did a link to this or something, or "oh dear," or something like that. And somebody kind of came at me about it, and she kept saying, "No, you don't understand. You don't." And I'm sitting here like, I understand completely. This is a shit book with a shit idea, and it's disgusting. And I'm so tired of these women pushing their period on people. Shut up about it. You're not special. Hey.
What's tiring is not just that these women are doing it right, but it's that these snobby, well-to-do Hollywood people who already think that they're better than everyone else deign to step into another area of our culture and tell us what we can and can't like, tell us what we should and shouldn't do, pollute it further, and then continue to act as though there's something inherently wrong with us for not wanting to read about their overgrown armpit hair, right? You guys these people are already incredibly pious, right? They're absolutely full of themselves. They're already consider themselves to be better than we are, right? We go over here to get the fuck away from that kind of shit, to do our own damn thing. The whole reason that we like to step into our own little world is because this is our shtick, right? This was how we dealt with being pariahs as children. This is how we dealt with being the weird girl that none of the other girls talked to because we were quoting Yoda while they were playing with Barbie dolls, right? That was how we had to deal with it. This was how we got away from it. And you're stepping into our area, an area that we've cultivated, an area that we've spent our lives in, that it's our haven, it's our safe haven, it's our, if you will, safe place, right? Our safe space, where we've we've gone to get the fuck away from you, and you just keep fucking chasing us. Can you please leave us alone? We just want to be left alone. We just want to do our own damn thing. Why can't you leave us alone for a little bit? It's really frustrating.
Oh my God, these guys with the puns in the chat
I
are killing me.
can't stop looking. Oh my God.
You guys are killing me right now.
God, no! What the fuck?
Dude. Oh my God. It's so good. Oh my God.
What is happening right now?
But I mean,
savagery.
like, how does this even make sense? So she can her powers only work like what, 5 to 7 days out of the month?
Yeah,
The whole
and
thing,
her emotions. And her emotions too, which I don't know if that coincides with the period. It's like,
Isn't that the most sexist thing you've ever heard in your life? Her powers are dictated by her emotions.
That's what I said on Tuesday. I was like, okay, so there was this sexist stereotype for a long time that women are too emotional for like positions of power, for like all this, all these things that these guys kind of held like their own shit on, right? And it's like you defeat that stereotype through years and years of things that happened before I was born, and a lot of these people probably were born. And it's just like, well, we need this. We need this now. We didn't have this before because I wasn't born then. That didn't happen.
I've got one for you. I've got one for you. Do you remember? Did you guys ever play Mario or whatever?
Of course.
Well, which Mario?
Okay, so like Super Mario Brothers 2 specifically, where Peach gets to be played, and like
her
power.
horrible.
You remember the one? There was another one where she cries. I think it was Princess Peach Land or whatever, where she literally cries, and that's how she hurts people. I hurt people with my emotions. That's the most sexist shit. Right? You know what I'm talking about, right? Like that's essentially what this boils down. Everybody made fun of that because Peach wasn't allowed to be a strong, capable character. She had to literally hurt them with her tears, right? But that's what this is. You're reducing women to being only as powerful as their menstrual rage allows them to be, right? At the end of the day, you can still pin us. I'm sorry, but we're women. You can still pin us to the ground. It's just the way it is, right? Like
exactly.
It's just how it is. But we've been reduced to only being as powerful as we can be, if we can make men's lives hell by shrieking and screaming because of our menstrual rage. That's it. That's all the more powerful.
I mean, if she is, I mean, I don't understand. You don't even have to have them anymore. You can go get on the depot shot. And you won't have one for as long as you take the depot shot. You could. I mean, I can't take them because I'm insane. They make me crazy. I can't take all the hormones. But like, it's not. I don't understand why they are making such a big deal out of their menstrual cycle. Shut the fuck up about it, you nasty hamster. You filthy hamster. Shut up. You're gross. I just
clean your cage.
Yeah, clean your cage, you filthy hamster, and move on. It's so nasty, though.
I don't know. Is it for shock value? Is it for like that kind of thing?
I don't. It has to. Look,
it has to be for their reactions because they don't benefit from it. Like they really don't.
You know what they are? Women that do this are the female version of a flasher. You know how a flasher walks around and you're going to look at it and they show it to you, even though they know you don't want to see it. These
makes them feel powerful.
Yes, this is the female version of a flasher. They're running around talking about shit that they know damn good and well most of the majority do not want to hear about.
Right. And I want to define something. Hold on. I would be remiss if I didn't make sure that everybody knew the difference between a flasher and a streaker. Okay. I'm a streaker. Streakers do it for the lulz.
I'm a streaker. I will quickly moon you if I notice that you are beside me. I can very easily moon.
Streakers are the ones that burst onto the football field at halftime.
Naked, running by,
And I hollered, "Don't look, Mom!" But it was too late. She done got a free shot. That's there for the lulz. Flashers are those devious ones who catch you in a back alley and corner you and make you feel powerless, and they make you feel as though you have no way to escape, right? You must deal with them. There's a very big difference here, right? Like a lot of people don't understand the difference. Streakers do it for the lulz because there's an entire, and they always get caught. Streakers always get caught. They get pinned by the security, right? They get dragged out. They know that's gonna happen going in. They know they're gonna get caught. Everybody's gonna laugh. It's fucking hilarious. They are the butt of the joke, right? But flashers are more insidious. Flashers catch you alone in an alley and they corner you and they force you to stare at it. And they make you look at this thing that makes you uncomfortable and makes you feel dirty and makes you feel violated because they can, because it makes them feel powerful, because they forced you to do something that made you feel violated and feel uncomfortable because it made them feel powerful. That's the mentality behind this. And they're two completely different things.
But and does that mentality not fit with what these nasty hamsters are doing with their periods? Does it not?
Yeah. No, 1,000%.
That's exactly what they are. And like I said, it's absolutely disgusting. And as I don't know who this is for, because there's been 4 women on this stream today, and I don't think any of us are really excited about this book and feel like I really feel myself in this. I can relate to this because, my armpits start getting even a little bit of stubble. I'm shaving that shit the moment I notice because ew. Now I will let my leg hair grow a little bit during the winter just because I'm lazy and it's cold. And I don't like being cold.
So you can't see it anyway. And it's very thin. Yeah, mine's very blonde. It's very thin. And it's to the point that you can't, even if you touch it, you can barely even tell. So I was very blessed. I don't know how I got blessed with that, but yeah.
You were. Hey, Dave Bob streaked once back in 1975. Why didn't you do it again? What happened?
Right?
You didn't get a taste for it, because the first time I did it, I got a taste for it, and now I love streaking places when it's funny. If I'm drinking and at a party, I'll be quick.
We'll have to go streaking together, Mandy. You and I. But here's the deal: we do it with 2 articles of clothing on. Okay. Solid white socks and solid white tennis shoes. Okay.
That works.
That's it. They have to be very white. Okay. We go out in the middle of the night and we just go for a jog. Okay. And then when we get to the stop signs, we jog in place. We observe all of the traffic laws. We're very careful, right? We're very careful. We just happen to do it nude.
I like it, but we had to carry paint so we can paint our butt cheeks. Don't forget.
We're wearing leggings when we do that. You will have paint in cracks that you will never get it out of. All right.
What if he was 18. That's what Dave said. He was 18 when he did it.
You grew up.
I think I was 22 the last time I streaked. 22, 23.
I mooned somebody about 2 weeks ago, so I can't say nothing. So I'm just gonna sit over here and be quiet about
the
that.
Last time I streaked, I was with my next door neighbors, and they didn't streak with me. They knew I was going streaking. I stripped down on the porch, and they were like, "Don't do this." And we were all drunk. They were high. I was drunk. They were like, "Don't do this. You're gonna get in trouble." And I was like, "Nah, it's gonna be great." I went off for the run. Blah blah blah. I go a couple times around the block. I get back, and I go to my apartment and I go to bed. I get told the next day that police officers came to my neighbor's apartment and people around the neighborhood looking for a mentally handicapped woman. They were very worried about her because she was wearing shoes and socks. So they thought maybe she was lost and she was in need of help.
You're the mentally handicapped person.
So they just thought a retarded girl was running around naked.
Well, I got one for you. When I was about, I guess about 20, me and some girlfriends broke into a neighbor's pool. They were out of town. We wanted to go swimming. Well, we thought they were out of town. Somebody must have stayed back to watch the house. And we're out there swimming naked, skinny dipping in the pool. And the lights come on. So we all were grabbing our clothes and we're running, but we don't have time to get dressed. So we're running down the street. I think I mentioned to everybody how clumsy I am. I'm the clumsiest person alive. Now, I bit asphalt hard. My boobs were scraped, my legs were scraped, my knees were scraped.
Oh
my gosh, it hurt so bad. So I'm glad you added tennis shoes into it, because I feel like I could run better in sneakers.
Yeah. And when the cops show up, you got a way better shot of getting over the fence, right? Like
yes.
Like scramble up into a tree.
I can just picture you climbing a fence and your ass being all up in my face while you trying to climb. And I'm leaving you there. I'm leaving you there. I swear.
Well, one of us has to get the other one out of jail. So.
Wait, I'm the taller one. So yeah, I would be the one having to boost you over. Damn it. I'm going to get a butt in my face.
I have this bizarre scenario playing out in my mind, and I just like one of y'all stuck up a tree, the other one's trying to yell at the other one so they can hop over the fence and
get into the storm drain, Mandy. They'll never be there.
Mary's over there dangling. Mary's over there dangling from a tree sloth style, trying to get
You'll never take me alive, Copper.
Mandy face plants on the fence, trying to jump over it.
Right into the backyard with a really big dog. Oh my God. Eris, you probably weren't aware that Mandy and I are probably, if you're going to have us together, it's going to end up here. This is where it's going.
It always does.
It was amazing. Oh my God. Oh, I didn't know the lore. I now know the lore. I didn't know.
Maybe that's what my comic will be about. Two chronic streakers.
Oh my God, they can be superheroes.
They get their powers from nudity.
Yes.
The more nude they are, the more
the less clothes they have on, the more power they can produce.
Yes. Oh,
but they have to be together, because apart their powers are only half.
It's like twin powers, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
With our boobs combined, we are.
Oh my God. Oh, this is great.
The power of naked. I love it.
I'm liking it. I like where this is going.
Yeah. Noted. The chat jumped up like 5 freaking viewers.
Yes. Oh, naked women? It's like when we do our male gaze on the comic book roundtable, where we look at hot women, and all of a sudden we get 5 to 10 more viewers for that 30-minute period, and then they leave.
Yeah, then they're done. Yep.
I gotta go. They fell asleep, I guess.
I can't stay. My mom's calling. I'm sorry. Nudie booby powers activate. That's amazing. Mexican Iron Man's willing to bankroll us, it looks like, for the streaking event.
Deal. Done deal then. Done deal, sir.
He would too. He would fly out there and he'd make a whole big deal out of it too. He'd have a billboard
oh my gosh, or with Tips of Steel. I love it.
Tips of Steel. Oh my God. We're gonna combat this stupid mom comic with this comic. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, but you see what we're doing here, Mandy and I, with the joking and all of that jazz. That is the reason why Mandy and I and you as well, because you literally were like, yeah, I do the male gaze section of the streams or whatever.
Yeah.
That is the reason why we can get along with men, right? Because we don't take ourselves too damn seriously.
Nope.
You can't. Yeah.
You can't. Because when you step into this area, one of the reasons why these women who try to poke their nose in with their progressive, for lack of a better term, agenda is the reason this will never work for you, ladies. The reason this doesn't go over well is because the men in this community aren't interested in your ass hattery. And the women in this community, because the only reason we're still here is because we get along with these men, happen to not be interested in your ass hattery either. You are not pitching to actual fans in this area. You came to the wrong neighborhood, sweetheart. You are in the wrong place. We don't want you here. Not because of your gender, not because of what's between your legs, but because we think you're stupid. Because as I'm saying, because
that's a little debatable, but
dumb.
It's I mean, we're there, but
I will say this though. I have always thought, wow, I must be completely crazy. But as the woke movement gets more and more, it's making me feel more and more normal.
Exactly. Yeah.
And believe me, I'm one flew straight out of the cuckoo nest. So I mean I had possums that come up in the house and I keep them as pets and shit. So I'm obviously not there. You know what I mean? But no, it's getting crazier and crazier. Brazilian
frog named
wax.
YOLO.
Brazilian wax doubles the power.
No, but the thing is that we don't take ourselves too seriously. We don't consider ourselves special or because of our womanhood, right?
Yeah.
We don't
holier than thou. I'm on a pedestal, you know.
I walked into the room with my bucket of period blood, all hail me, right? Like that's disturbing and weird. Why is it that we love actors like Chris Pratt, for example, or Paul Rudd? Because they don't take themselves seriously, right? Because they're down to earth, relaxed people who, honestly, like you feel like, hey, you could have a beer with them, and you feel like if you got to know them well enough, you not only could you have a beer with them, but you could probably convince them to go streaking with you. Like those are the kind of people everyone
Chris Pratt
likes.
would streak with you. You know that. I know that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. Ryan Reynolds would also join. I would say, he'd probably get a head start. He'd start before.
Dude, it would be his damn idea. He brought the paint. You know, like those are why are the people that everybody across the board likes? Like, and everybody loves these people. Nobody talks shit. Well, okay, they talk shit about Chris Pratt now because they've made up shit about him. But prior to them making up non-woke shit about him, everybody loves Chris Pratt. Everybody loves Ryan Reynolds. Everybody loves Paul Rudd. Why do you love these people? Because they don't. Why does everybody love freaking Black Widow? What's her name? You know who I'm talking about.
Scarlett Johansson.
Why does everybody love these people? Because you feel like you could have a beer with them.
They're genuine. Everybody loves a genuine person. Yeah.
The people who are pushing the shit, they're not sincerely here, right? They have an agenda. And anytime someone has an agenda, you can tell. You can fucking tell. And it's exhausting. And I'm just not interested. I'm tired. I've got my own stuff to worry about, my own problems. My world doesn't revolve around you and your agenda. I gotta pay my rent next month. I gotta make sure my dogs have like my dog. I thought she was gonna. Were you there for that? Maybe I can't remember. It might have been Ronan. My dog started like screaming for the first couple of days of her being in her. She went into heat, and I guess she was just super bloated and super crampy. But I didn't know, right? I didn't know, and I was like I thought I was gonna have to take my dog and figure out how to pay for a vet visit after last month when my other dog's face, she got an abscess tooth and it blew up, and so I had to deal with that, right? Like people have, and that's just like, it's just my shit, right? Everybody has stuff like that. Everybody has stuff like that. Stuff they have to worry about, things that are going on in their lives that occupy their time, money, attention, right? I don't have time to worry about you, lady. I don't have time to worry. Let me tell you about, have you heard about the good news of the Lord Jesus Christ? Have you heard about the good news of my progressive agenda? No, get off my lawn.
It is a religion. Yeah, it's 1000% religion. Yeah.
It is. It's become to that point now. I don't think it started that way, but and it's also a disease. Have you noticed? You will see pictures of people before they were woke, and they look healthy, and
they
their
look like
skin
meth
glows.
heads afterwards.
They look
like crazy.
yes. It's like humans are not supposed to handle that much hate.
Yeah,
it ages you.
It
Anger
ages.
And hatred. It ruins.
It does.
You.
It does. It ruins you. And these people are. I don't know if there's one thing that they find good. I mean, because anytime I hear any of them talking, it's always negative. Like, if there anything that makes you happy in the world, is there anything other than the fact that you're going to get your period in a couple of weeks? Is there anything going on that makes you happy? Because it doesn't seem like it. They just constantly look for problems. And yeah, it's a disease and a religion at the same time. It's a cult. It's a fucking cult.
Yeah. These people need to learn how to stop stripping down for Hollywood and start stripping down for a good streak.
Exactly. And get a sense of freaking humor. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. comedy, when comedy goes, it's like, well, what's the point? Honestly, what is the point?
Yeah.
Everyone has shit going on. Everyone has problems. There is always something going to be happening in the world at all times. Comedy and humor is how humans learn to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
It's also how we learn to accept. In my mind, I feel like all of the acceptance I have done over the years of things, a lot of that has come from comedy because it was put in front of me in a way to where it was funny and I could understand, and it made it to where I could relate what somebody's problem was without having to experience myself through comedy. But they've killed that too, where now even comedians are absolutely terrified that they're going to get canceled if they say anything. Comics are supposed to push the boundaries. That's what makes a great comic. If you can't push think of every great show we've seen over the years. Every single one of them has pushed a boundary, going all the way back to, like shows like Roseanne and The Cosby Show and Martin. All of those shows, they pushed boundaries, and it was amazing because they did it with humor. But that's not allowed anymore.
It's exhausting.
It is
exhausting for everybody around you. Think back to the last time.
Jesus.
You do. You get tired. You get tired because, like I said a few minutes ago, you have all of the things that you have to deal with on a daily basis, right? Like the daily grind of just keeping your head above water, in and of itself, can be absolutely just demoralizing how difficult it can be, right? It is utterly exhausting. But when you add on to that all of the extra, all of the everything that gets thrown at you on a day-to-day basis from people with expectations of you, people who've never met you, who don't know you from Adam, who don't know what you've been through in your life, but they make assumptions. They make assumptions that they have a clear understanding. And that's one of the things that frustrates me about people these days is that, look, you do not know what the hell is going on in someone else's life. You may think you have context, but you weren't there. You didn't see it. So stop calling them a fucking racist. So stop calling them a fucking sexist. So stop calling them fucking privileged. You don't know what the hell they've been through. For people who are completely content to scream and yell about how my truth is so important, you're sure super ready and quick to dismiss everybody else's lived experiences. Any experiences we bring out and say that is against what they say, we're pick-me girls now. That's all we are. We're only saying that because we want the guys to like us, apparently. Which is just totally demean everything we're saying.
I'm doing everything for a man. I put this makeup on and I got dressed and I'm on camera right now for men. Not because for me. Not because I like to look pretty and I like to do my hair and
it makes you feel good. Not because it makes you feel good. No. It's for men, of course. And the fact that you like comic books, the fact that you like, like Wonder Woman, the fact that you like these things and you like, maybe magic and D&D and you know about them and you like them. You only watch that in your spare time when no men are around. So later you can impress the men. It's a fucking disease. And like Mary said, it's exhausting. It is exhausting because how do you make sense of something that's just absolutely retarded?
Well, especially not when you've got everything else in your life going on, right? How do you juggle all of the extra in when you've already got just so much on your plate, right? Like how do you handle that?
Like you have to handle your whole life, and then you have to worry about what do they call it? Like some systematic systems of oppression that are in everything, that you can't ever get rid of no matter what you do, but we're trying to get rid of them, quote unquote. And I have to worry about this whole race of people, this whole gender of people. I have to worry about every single one of these people, and I have to hate these people, like for like everything, like I have to hate what they do, hate how they say it. They can't do anything right. They just have to submit and kneel. And that's all that they can do. And it's
can't.
I'm exhausted. Oh my God.
Oh no.
Thought I'd bring it back around to that.
Did you put her face on Joe Dirt?
I did.
I didn't notice a difference for a split second.
I only noticed the hairline. If it hadn't been for the hairline, I legit would have thought it was real.
If the skin color had been matched perfectly, I don't think I would have noticed it. It looks the same.
The fact that an unmemer, like, I can't meme, whatever you call a person who just fakes their way through this shit, can make it look that similar. Because do you have the other picture?
Yes, I do. Hold on, un momento.
The fact that I can make it look that close by just cutting out around the face and slapping it onto Joe Dirt. Look at that shit.
Yeah,
it's so similar. That's amazing.
Yeah. Like I said,
Very
she looked.
nice.
That's the Joe Dirt haircut, and even in the South, you really don't see this a lot. The mullet even here, and believe me, I'm in the South, and
I can hear you're in the South.
Yeah, I haven't seen a legit mullet in years.
Good Lord.
But you know what? It's fucking funny.
It's great.
I can't believe they're trying to bring this back. That's amazing.
Stop look, celebrities, when you stop wearing mullets and acting like jackasses and start getting a sense of humor about yourself, that's when we'll stop making fun of you. Okay? Grow a fucking sense of humor. It's funny. This is fucking funny. Okay? Taylor, you look like Joe Dirt.
You look like Joe Dirt, yeah.
Apparently, yeah, it's amazing.
And like I said, not to mention, again, look how Photoshopped that is. Yet they don't say a word about that. When you would think that would be the bigger fight where people nowadays, I mean, there was a whole thing on South Park about how, people nowadays, online dating, right? How many times has somebody went and it not even be close to being who the fuck they thought they were meeting because of Photoshop?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Or it's an old photo or something.
Yeah,
It's like, It's kind of,
Colin wants to know who Joe Dirt is. It is a movie. It's a great movie. It's got David Spade, and he's like this redneck guy, really kind-hearted. It's a comedy, really, really funny, but he's like just this redneck guy that ain't got no money, and he's all down on his luck, and his name's Joe Dirt. It's amazing. Funny, though. It's a funny movie. Don't watch the second one because it's horrible.
It's kind of heartwarming. Awful, but heartwarming.
Yeah, it's a heartwarming movie. Watch it. It's really, really good, but she does look like Joe Dirt.
I'm going to reface her on the Joe Dirt.
God.
That's going to be my profile picture.
Oh, my gosh. That'll be great.
Do it. Absolutely. I think one of the biggest... I'm going to wrap up real soon because I was hoping to go 2 to 2.5 hours. One of the worst things about Photoshop when it came to like those magazine covers was the skin. Yeah. Something that people don't really talk about is like when you are like in middle school and high school and you got all that shit coming out, and even now, until you basically hit menopause as a woman, and then you have a whole other issue of things going on to you. Yep. It happens. It's still there. And all of these women have like this unbelievably clear skin that is pretty much impossible to get to that clear. And like, you'll have like little blackheads, little like oversized pores or whatever. And I, during middle school and high school, went through like this whole phase where I hated my skin. And it was not like for racism reasons or whatever. I hated my skin because it wasn't perfect. And all of these women had perfect skin, and it made me mad. And I hated it. And I would like scratch at it and try to make it like, oh, maybe, and then you get like the what's it called? Concealer and whatever. And if you don't get the good shit, it only makes it 1,000 times worse because that clogs your pores. Exactly. You have to get the good shit. And so it was just like this like never ending cycle until I hit college and I figured it all out. I was like, oh, it's Photoshopped, because I actually learned how to Photoshop and stuff, and I was just like, oh, the clone tool and this stuff and all this other. It's like, oh, that's not fucking real.
Exactly.
Oh, I was literally. You talk about a beauty standard that you can't hit. You talked about the fucking mascara commercials that all look the same, but none of them ever accomplished it.
Oh, we're
the bad talk about the skin. Yeah, it's just like it's just.
Exactly. Yet that's not really the fight and to me, if they were going to go for a fight, in my mind, why aren't y'all fighting that? Normalizing it being okay you don't need to be airbrushed. If you got a little bit of cellulite on your thighs, leave that shit there, because so does everybody else. You know what I mean? It's not But no, this isn't new. I remember being in my early 20s and they had just started kind of talking about it, and they would do what celebrities were, I'm not going to be photoshopped anymore. But yeah, they jumped off that fucking bandwagon really quick when they realized that, oh shit, they're not going to Photoshop me anymore. Now I'm going to have to be natural. So they just let that shit go, and now they're on to fighting the Great Free Bleeder campaign. It's fucking disgusting.
Oh, the nipple.
The free the nipple, yeah.
Oh my God. Y'all remember that one?
Yes.
Well,
hey,
isn't
boobs
that
aren't
easier
sex
though?
organs.
That's a lot easier. Free the nipple is a lot easier than giving up your Photoshop. Honestly, it's like you're way more comfortable letting people all up into your nipple space. I'm serious. I'm just saying.
Nipple
That's what
space.
those people are like. They're way more comfortable showing their goodies to everybody and their mother than they are giving up their freaking their Photoshop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that alone speaks volumes for the kind of people that we are technically dealing with that are doing this. You know what I mean? Like, because that one wasn't worth it to them to fight for because they were benefiting from it. So they move on to other shit that they don't feel like they're benefiting from. When, just like Ira says, that's what it ends up doing to, holy shit, look at them. That's from the carnival. It got worse.
Oh my God. And it's perfect. Oh, it looks, if you told me that was Taylor Swift and she had transitioned, I'd believe you. Like, she has a mullet. I was like, oh no, Taylor. She just still goes by Taylor Swift.
That makes me want to go, I'm your sister. I'm your sister.
Hear a banjo playing in the distance.
Get the fucking Dukes of Hazzard car out. What's it called? What is it called? Shit. What's that Dukes of Hazzard car?
General Lee.
General Lee. Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh my God. That was perfect.
It plays Dixie when you hit the horn.
Stop photoshopping camel toes.
I don't know how you like. I guess I just wear like too much like jeans and jean shorts. Like I don't know how some of these celebrities like get all up in there with. It's like, are you purposely doing that? I don't know how you're like with your camel toe. Like
they
so that I can see every inch of it. Like what is going on? Why do you think that's good?
Why is that not? I would imagine that would be incredibly uncomfortable.
Front wedgie.
Yes. I imagine that would just be the worst.
Yeah.
But that's a thing now too. Everything's a thing now. I mean, we're to the age where people are eating Tide Pods. That's a thing now. So holy shit.
I said this before, but if you have a challenge called the Tide Pod Challenge and you eat detergent, you eat Tide Pods. That's natural selection. Whatever happens to you after that, it's like don't save them. Yeah, let them die. Like I don't want them in the gene pool.
That is Darwin doing what Darwin does.
Yes.
Just sit back and shake your head and be like, damn.
Have you ever heard of the Darwin Awards?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. If you stand up on a roller coaster, you deserve to have your head lopped off.
Yeah.
If you go into the fenced off area of a roller coaster, you deserve to have your head kicked off.
If you dress up as a deer where you know there are hunters actively hunting and you go out there like a fucking deer, somebody's probably going to shoot you.
Now, zebra, that one I should be allowed to get away with. I'm just saying.
A zebra and a deer, like an area where deer hunting season's happening. Yeah, that one should make you go, look, Frank, look at this.
No, because you get those lazy ass hunters that just shoot out into the woods and don't just because they heard something move. They don't give a shit if it's a squirrel, a deer, something out there is moving and they're about to kill it. They're about to get something.
No, Mandy, I should be allowed to dress up like a turkey. Okay.
On Thanksgiving.
Go out into the woods.
You can hunt turkey during Thanksgiving time.
I should be allowed to run around in the woods on Thanksgiving in a turkey costume going,
I need to see that now. Someone, I might Photoshop that later.
I need to see this.
I should be allowed to do that without getting a Darwin Award.
Oh my god.
I might very well, so long as the person who agrees to shoot me promises that they have really good aim and like I can check that their grouping is good, I might even allow myself to be shot in the ass.
My whole thing is if that
With
happens
a
to
BB
me,
gun.
I would want to be stuffed and hung on somebody's wall, because you would for if it was a real deer, and you should be just as proud as your kill with me as you would if you had caught like a 8-point buck or whatever the hell it is they're looking for out there.
I feel like there's a story behind why to not dress like a turkey in Russia,
Yeah,
and I would
like-
love to hear like what that story is. Like,
I'm very curious.
Don't shoot people with rock salt. That shit goes everywhere. You can't aim with rock salt. That's not happening. Don't shoot people with rock salt. You can't.
I didn't.
You can't.
You could. Why would you shoot somebody with rock salt?
Have you ever seen Kill Bill?
Oh yes.
Okay.
It's been a minute, but you're right. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a general. It's gonna hurt like a bitch. And it could do serious damage. Don't shoot people with rock salt.
Oh my
Their
god.
name is not. I should be clear. I just realized I've said some stupid ass shit, and I'm assuming that there's no dumbass people in the chat. Mary Name Him does not endorse the shooting of other people in turkey suits with BB guns or any guns. Don't do it. Okay.
God, that's a throwback. That's the Twitch girl.
That was a Twitch girl. I thought that was. And look, I don't buy this. I'm not buying their bullshit on this. The people that feel like they're animals like that. Okay, if you're gonna do it, my thing is don't half-ass it. You need to commit. If you feel like you are truly a deer and not human, which is what they are trying to say to me, you should not be on the internet. You should not be talking. You should be, and if you do get somebody to film you out in the wild, you should be dropping little turds everywhere, because I've seen deers and they're beautiful, but they shit constantly.
All over the place.
So you should be doing that as you're walking around. I'm not buying this. Oh, well, I feel like I'm a deer, but I'm also a human. No, you commit, goddammit. If you're going to do it, you commit.
If you're a deer, your ass needs to be out butt ass naked in the middle of the winter eating tree bark. That's your life now. You chose this. You didn't choose the deer life. The deer life chose you.
Exactly.
This is what you're doing.
This is what you're doing now. Yes.
They'll put fake horns on and then go on Twitch and try to be. I don't remember what her job was. I don't.
A Twitch
know.
streamer.
Yeah, the
I
job
think she
or
was,
whatever.
There's no way that girl had a 9-to-5 job, right?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. Her job is her job is being a fake deer.
She was like managing or something. She was like a part of their HR department or like a head of their. I think. Yeah. I remember that correctly.
God.
I gotta look this shit up. It's been a minute. Hold on.
Moderator, a Twitch moderator.
Yeah, they did hire her for that team. I don't know why you would open yourself up to that kind of crazy. Like, look, the thing is, I'm about to say something that may piss some people off, but it is what it is. You can unfollow me if you like. I don't actually have a problem with people being trans or whatever. I don't actually care, because it's not my fucking life. But being trans doesn't make you fucking crazy, right?
No.
Being trans doesn't make you think you're a fucking animal. Doesn't make you think that you're fucking like that. You should be getting head scritches and going into some weird spasms because somebody touched you in the right spot. Like no. I know trans people. They don't fucking act that way, right? You are insane. You are batshit crazy. And look, if Twitter wanted to hire some trans people to be some moderators, blah blah blah, that's fine. That's fine, right? Like I don't actually have a problem with that, and I think that that's absolutely fine. But why would you stick your dick in crazy to this degree? This person thinks they're an animal. This person not only can't decide what gender they are, they can't decide what animal they are.
Species. Like they can't even agree that they're human. Yeah.
Like go ahead, hire a fucking trans person. Go like freaking Kiri Morning is trans, right? She's a great girl. I love her to death. She's awesome. We don't hang out enough. She lives in Hong Kong, so it's like we have like different schedules or whatever. But like we used to get to talk a lot more than we used to. I used to paint the toenails of a guy who was in the army with my ex-husband, who was trans, and at the time it wasn't fucking cool or copacetic, and he couldn't come out. And there were only a couple people that knew, right? And it made him feel better, and it made him like he's transitioned now, but like at the time I knew him as a him, right? And so like that's fine, right? You can talk to somebody who's trans and they are not necessarily crazy. These people are fucking nuts.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Mary, okay, a trans person, right? Just a normal, everyday, goes to work trans person, right? Would you let them run your social media accounts?
Yeah.
You would, right? As long as they knew what they were doing, right?
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about like a trans, like, okay, so no,
just a normal, a
they
trans
were good
person.
at their job, and they're the best person for the job. Then I don't care what they're. I don't give a shit.
You would let them run your social media account, right?
Yeah.
Would you go out into the woods and find a fucking Bambi, a deer out there, and hand your computer to a fucking real deer out in the woods and tell them to run your social? Because it doesn't make. Because they'd eat your fucking keyboard. They're fucking animals. And that is the difference. These people are not trans. She's a fucking deer. That's not even a good one. She's not even committed to being a real deer.
I've seen people fucking dress up around Christmas more like actual deer than she tried. She's supposed to be a real one.
Yeah, no, I'm not buying it.
Well,
you don't feel like you're a
like
deer.
An actual deer, going full deer garb would be altogether inconvenient. So she's just going to stick on some antlers, right? Because
it's convenient. It is convenient for the real deer as well. So she needs to. If you want to be it, fucking be it. Quit half-assing it. Put on the fursuit. Sweat your ass off during the summer. Live outside and shit. Cut a little hole into your little suit and shit out of it because now you're a deer. You're not human anymore. You have declared yourself non-human. You are now a deer. Go be a deer.
Forgo ever wiping your ass again. By the way,
you don't get to wipe your ass.
You never get to wipe your ass again. You never get like this is the life you chose, right? Like if you were an actual deer, none of this would be absurd, right? But bitch, you're not. You're not a deer, right?
Not a deer.
You shouldn't even be on Twitch if you're a real deer. Unless somebody's filming their backyard with like
exactly.
If the idea of never being able to wipe your ass again sounds like a problem to you, you're not a fucking deer.
You're not a deer then.
They don't care.
You're human. Because deers don't care. You are now human. So I don't buy it. I don't buy the because they don't. If you're on Twitch, you don't really feel like you're a deer. That's not really an issue, or you would be out in the woods. Because I have never sat down in front of my computer and seen a real life deer sitting there typing on a fucking keyboard and talking to people and having deergasms on the internet. It doesn't happen. You're a human.
You haven't gone down to like Starbucks or like anything that has like free Wi-Fi and seen a deer in there trying to upload videos? No,
okay. Not once, not one time. One time.
I want to go Karen it up into a Starbucks. Actually, I want to go into a Starbucks and I want to Karen it the fuck up. I want to go in and say, look, my name is Mary the Dolphin, and you will write Mary the Dolphin on the cup.
You got to make the dolphin noise at them too.
I will dolphin rape everyone in this place because Honey Badger don't give a fuck, right? That's just animals don't give a shit. Piss an animal off, and they will do bodily harm to you, right? Yeah. Are you? When you start owning this, like, okay, so I'm an animal thing, you forego all of the civility that comes with being a human being, right? If you want to act like animals fucking kill each other. Animals fucking hurt each other.
Exactly.
They don't cook each other either when they eat each other.
Nope. God, that was weird. I'm not gonna cook you either.
But they don't. And because I mean, think about it. What she's trying to say, right? Her whole thing is, I don't feel like a human. I was born in the wrong body. I'm the wrong species. I should have been born a deer. Yet I want to enjoy all the amenities that come with being a human being. It doesn't work like that. Pick and choose, bitch. You can't have it both ways. You don't feel like you're a deer. You're doing that shit for attention. And God almighty, that's the best you could conjure up. Really?
Mandy?
That's sad.
Can I identify as one of your possums and go live in your garage?
Yes, but you have to fully commit, and you have to eat my old candy out of my trash can and knock it off and spit it.
I was hoping for cat food, but that's fine.
Well, I'll leave cat food out for you too. But if you were a real possum, you would knock over my trash can and eat all my candy cigarettes.
I was about to say, you know that I'm going to make a shit ton of noise while you're streaming.
Oh yes, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
He just looked past Mandy. I'm just sitting on the shelf hissing.
Again, another weird image in my brain. I just didn't know.
Andy, what's wrong with your stream? Mary's still fucking hissing. I don't know. Just give her a minute. She'll tire out.
She won't quit.
She just throws a handicap food over in the corner. Get out!
I sprayed her with a water bottle. She didn't go away. Oh shit! Oh my god! Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this because I did want to, like I said, 2 to 2.5 hours. We got over a little bit. I just absolutely love y'all. Y'all are amazing.
Oh, this was so fun.
This was so fun. Oh my god! I thank y'all so much for coming. This was amazing.
She gets off air. Worst idea ever.
Right?
My name is Eris of Chaos. When did you expect this to happen? Jesus
She'll
Christ.
be like Matt Morgan and be like, I'm never having you two back on at the same time.
He hasn't since. He hasn't had us together.
He won't
won't
let us come back because he doesn't want us to become smarter. He wants to hold us women down.
He's so chauvinistic.
Yes, thank y'all. Oh my god. Do you want to plug anything before we go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You go first, Mandy. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I don't care. Go for it.
Like what? So yes, everybody, Mandy Summers. You can find me at my YouTube channel at Mandy Summers. Follow me on all social media at Wart the Wizard, and don't forget to check out my comic book Wart the Wizard 2: Portal of Echoes that is now available on Indiegogo. Thank y'all. I had so much fun.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Hello, guys. I am Mary Mayhem, Mistress of Mayhem, or Mary B, Mistress of Mayhem, Disruptor of the Narrative, and official Whammon card holder. You can find me on my channel where I talk about newsy new stuff during the week. And then tonight, I will be having Shenanigans. It is a shooting star stream. You can only catch it on Saturdays. After it's over, it is gone, unless, of course, you're a patron over on Patreon. And on Tuesdays, you can catch me over on the High Council with world-class bullshitters. So, yeah, I'm around. I also have a Twitch, which I'm working on.
Nice.
And she just got 500 subs recently.
I did. Yeah, 500.
Well
Yeah.
done.
Twitch is crazy, man. It took me a year to build up 500 followers over on Twitch. So that's it was a big deal for me
Because you're not in a hot tub. That's why you're actually.
I am not in a hot tub.
That's the problem, Mary. And you're not a deer.
You
Ends
gotta
up not a
bend
deer.
over and you gotta write your subs on a whiteboard and you gotta do squats with, you're just not doing the woman Twitch game correctly. You're actually trying to be a normal streamer.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's a damn lie. No, mostly I scream at my fellow Twitch, my fellow Mario Kart players and my Among
No,
Us
that's
players.
a normal streamer. What are you talking about?
I just have a lot of fun over there. It's just a blast. So yeah. No. That's all I
Oh,
gotta say about
Keely,
that.
prayers are going out to you, sir. Keely, be
What?
careful with that. He's watching the new episode of
Yeah.
Batwoman tomorrow.
Why would you do that, bro?
Loki and I
he's-
were doing that, and I abandoned ship, and he abandoned ship because, it was funny, and then it got not funny. And when things stop being funny, and I'm watching them because they're so bad they're funny, then there's no reason for me just to watch a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
The joke got old. The
Yeah.
joke got old. Yeah, it happens.
Whatever. I tried. I had 4 episodes left. We're just like, nah. And by the way, the reason you can't super chat or do anything on the street because I'm good at the moment. I don't need any monetization or anything. Go give these ladies some love. Go give them some love. I'm okay. And I don't want to take that money away from people this is actually their career, So I'm good, but thank you. I want to clarify. And it's I don't need the extra income, and y'all do this for a living. I know other people do this for a living. I do this for a hobby, so I don't need it. So y'all's time is worth everything to me. I know time is very valuable, and y'all just spending time with me is the most valuable thing y'all could give to me. So thank you.
Well, anytime, man. I was so glad you reached out to me. I'm
Me
gonna
too.
be completely transparent. We haven't really interacted much before this, but you were super open and welcoming, and just it was like we'd been great friends all along, right from get go. And I appreciate that so much.
Yes, this was a blast. I had so much fun.
Yes, this was God. I was expecting to have fun. I wasn't even expecting to have this much fun, but I'm still expecting to have fun. So this has exceeded the levels of fun I was expecting to have.
Exceeded expectations.
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't subvert them. It exceeded them. So
Mary and I don't get that a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, we usually get told, okay, so they can't hang out together anymore.
Right.
No, I would love y'all to come back on sometime. This is
Anytime.
amazing. Yes.
Anytime.
Yes, awesome. Okay, I know you, Mary, particularly have shit to do. I'm sure you have shit to do, Mandy.
Tonight.
Yeah. So, and I want you to roast Loki and everybody else on there. So, you know.
I'm afraid. See, Loki scares me. Loki's good. Very good at shenanigans, and I wasn't prepared for that level of coming in with his balls out. And so, no man. Last time Loki came on shenanigans, he whipped them things out like hung him around his neck and was like, "I'm here," and he just owned that show. And so Loki's a force to be contended with on shenanigans. I'm looking forward to it tonight.
God of mischief, man. Like you gotta just be like, okay, like I wasn't expecting you to actually be that, but dear God, turn down the heat.
I can just see Loki driving one of those trucks with those balls hanging off the back of it. You know what I'm talking about, Mandy?
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to put googly eyes on him if I had any in my car.
Oh my God.
Googly eyes with big old eyelashes.
Googly eyes are great on everything.
Oh,
they make everything better. Yeah.
They do. They do.
Yes. All right. All right, go ahead and close out the stream. Thank y'all so much for coming in again. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Absolutely. It was so fun.
Thank you, chat, for being here. Let's see, next week, I think the roundtable is on Collaborating Times channel, if I'm remembering correctly. And then this coming Saturday, we're doing a Dark Knight Rises is Good video. Josh and I are covering that, which should be so much fun because y'all all know that's my favorite movie.
Yay! That'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so yep, that's all I got for y'all. So thank y'all. Bye everyone.
Bye.